money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CODE to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CODE for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CODE for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Tennessee's governor declares today Dolly Parton Day in that state as the icon is 80 years old today. CBS's Matt Wolf on her legacy.
Lainey Wilson at the Grand Ole Opry during Dolly Parton's birthday celebration over the weekend. The Queen of Country not in attendance due to ongoing health concerns, but at 80, she holds 11 Guinness World Records, including most studio albums by a female country artist. She's also got over 100 million records sold in her 6 decades behind the mic. She's also deeply involved in her charity works, including the Dolly Foundation and her Imagination Library, providing books to children all over the world. Matt Wolf, CBS News.
If you can withstand sub-zero temperatures in northern parts of Wisconsin and all the way down into central Illinois, you might be able to catch a glimpse of the northern lights tonight. A rare severe geomagnetic storm watch has been issued by the National Weather Service. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station. News Radio 105.9 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
4:05 Monday, the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, the 19th day of January. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Lisa Fielding. At a cold one it is. We only have single digits right now across the area. 6 at O'Hare, 7 lakefront, winds out of the west gusting at 24 miles an hour. A brief respite midweek, then getting colder again toward next weekend. The AccuWeather 5-day forecast coming up at 4:15. But first, across the country, Americans are celebrating the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. with acts of service. Close at home, WBBM's Mallory Borbroker has the story of what the Rainbow Push Coalition is doing to celebrate the holiday.
The Rainbow Push Coalition held its annual breakfast downtown with several dozen elected officials in attendance. Illinois House Speaker Chris Welch spoke about the day's meaning.
Today is a day of service, but at the end of the day, we can't just serve today. We have to serve tomorrow, next month, all year, next year.
Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy.
Everyone deserves an opportunity to experience the American dream, regardless of where they live, regardless of the color of their skin.
Illinois Secretary of State Alex
And be great, because anyone can serve.
and Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson spoke during the breakfast.
No matter where you are, where you live, or who you love, you deserve to live in a community that is fully funded, supported, and safe.
The event was headlined by journalist Don Lemon and closed by the Leo High School
store and took jewelry from display cases. Then they fled the scene in white and black SUVs. No injuries were reported and no one is in custody. Police are investigating. Carolina Garibay, News Radio 105.9.
Fuck the cops.
Is 4:08.
Yeah.
Time for
Here.
traffic and weather.
Here, I'm gonna say this. Fuck the Chicago police. Fuck them. You just had 6 people, all with guns, multiple cars, drive through the city, rob a store of its jewelry, and there's no suspects in custody. Yeah, fuck the Chicago police. They're on fucking bullshit. And they all say, oh, it's the politicians. There's no politician that sits in a Chicago police car. I'm gonna say this now, and you cops might not like what I'm about to say. You motherfuckers are pussy-ass bitches. You're letting our city get robbed, raped, and killed. You need to start doing your fucking job, motherfuckers. Yeah, you need to do your fucking job. That story was just on the radio. 6 people with guns. They didn't all come out of one car. They had multiple cars. You have multiple plate readers. They have illegal guns. They're robbing a store. Don't you think those people that are getting robbed said something? Yeah, and you didn't catch them, right? Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. You need to change, just like the Chicago Teachers Union. Same thing. You're teaching our kids to do bullshit, we're gonna figure out how to stop all this shit. You watch. There you go. That's what you got. SubX.News. Happy MLK Day.
On the lakefront.
Yeah, I ain't putting up with that kind of behavior. No.
And getting through Graham.
MLK didn't put up with that. You can say nonviolence, but you don't allow violence to happen to you.
Toll Plaza down to Ogden. In the northwest suburbs, you are clear on Route 53. Southwest suburbs, I-80 has a delay westbound past Briggs to Chicago Street. Northwest Indiana brake lights on 8094 eastbound, getting over toward Grant from about Torrance. The rest of the roads in Northwest Indiana, not too bad. From the Metro Traffic Center, your next reports at 418 News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
The word of the next couple days, at least, cold. Today, look for highs only in the single digits, a low tonight of 3. Not as harsh, warming up a tad bit tomorrow with a high of 22. 6 at O'Hare, 5 at DePage Airport, 7 lakefront west winds now gusting at 24 miles an hour. Markets closed for the MLK Jr. holiday. It's 4:10.
Sometimes the thought of being in your warm and cozy home is what gets you through the day. But what happens?
People need to start telling the truth. And you can be for law and order, and you can support the police. You can support the military. You can support the government. But when police allow 6 armed individuals to rob a store on a Monday morning when there's nobody driving around at that time, why didn't you catch them? Well, you know why you didn't catch them? Here, I'm going to show you right here. Because you have an asshole sitting right there. You see that asshole sitting right there? See him sitting there? That's why you got it. Right there. It's in front of you. He's not doing no police work. What is he doing? He's on his phone, fucking around, that guy. Squad 870, 8733. What is he doing in there? He ain't doing jack shit. There you go. That's what you got. He ain't doing nothing. He's on his phone. He's on his phone in that car. Got that? You got a black mayor, supposedly a progressive, and he lets the police sit in their cars on their phones. Why? Because he wants their vote. That's why. He don't care about that Indian shop owner that just had his jewelry store robbed at gunpoint by 6 individuals, which might be they were black. So he starts arresting black people. I'm sorry to say that, you know. We need to start being honest here what's going on with our politics. Our politicians allow crime. Even Republicans allow crime. And Republicans allowed that migrant stuff to happen too. The Republicans were shipping those migrants up into the cities causing crimes, which they shouldn't have did. And they were making money off of that. That's why the Republicans have never investigated how those guys got up into Chicago, how they got up into these cities. You know why? Because they made money. Why did those Somalis, think about this, how did Somalis get billions of dollars for daycare centers? You don't get government money. What? How do you think you get government money? They're tricking you. Here, I'm going to tell you this. The Republicans are lying and cheating, just like the Democrats. They're the same. They're lying and they're cheating. The Republicans are lying and they're cheating. Why don't you trace when they got those contracts, those Somalis, under what government? Has anybody done that one yet? When did the Learning Center get that government contract? Because that was a Fed contract, right? Have we traced that yet? Has anybody here ever had a government contract? If you have, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about if you've had a government contract. That don't come by magic. You know how much paperwork you have to do to have a government contract? There's multiple layers of approvals. And them saying, oh, those, somehow they say the Somalis stole the money. So somehow the Somalis got into government accounts. Somehow. They did all the paperwork, these Somalis. And then all of a sudden these Somalis had the money from the government transmitted to their accounts and their companies. Somehow that happened. If you believe that, you're a silly person. If you believe the Republicans had nothing to do with that, then you're a silly person. You're a silly person. You're silly. You're silly. Has anybody checked who was in power in the Fed when those Somalis got all those billions of dollars? Was it the Democrats? Was it Republicans? Who was running those agencies that gave them that money, right? What agency gave those Somalis the money? And who was running those agencies? A lot of those are career service, they call them, right? But we're getting tricked. We're getting tricked by the powers that be. They're spending our tax money, and when they get caught, they lie about it, right?
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google.
I'm pro-police. I'm pro-law and order, but I'm against corruption, and I'm against the cop sitting on his cell phone while an Indian jewelry store is getting robbed by people. And don't tell me, oh, they can't be everywhere and everywhere. Yeah, they can. They can be. They're guarding Brandon Johnson with 150 people. Brandon Johnson has more police on his police detail than the entire CTA system. So that means the cops are corrupted because they want easy work. And when you say something, then they blame the politicians, the same politicians that they're guarding. You know, the superintendent of police, if he wanted to be a real guy, which he was, he said the ICE agents have a right to defend themselves. That was a good video. But he can also say we shouldn't be politicized. Has he said that one yet? Think about it. Look up his reports.
Snow early Wednesday night, and then we'll have clouds and some sunshine. Thursday it will be breezy and colder. Thursday's high about 19. Real field temps will be in the single digits. And then a very cold air mass builds in for Friday. Highs only around 3 below. And real field temps could be 20 to 30 below on Friday. 6 degrees at O'Hare right now, 7 at Midway, 8 in Palatine, 6 at the lakefront, going down to 3 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson.
All right, Brian, 4:16 when searching for a low lease on a new Cadillac, search Heritage Cadillac. And time for sports now. And here's Chris Emma.
Lisa, the mood inside Hallis Hall was as expected just 12 hours after a heartbreaking loss to end this breakthrough season. The Bears were still down, coming to grips with this outcome. A 2017 overtime defeat brought Soldier Field's sun silent in the end. This morning, the Bears were back in Lake Forest to clean out their lockers and head into the offseason. DJ Moore did not speak to reporters. Here's Rick Craig with more.
Fellow receiver Rome Odunze did, but the usually ebullient Rome was unusually subdued.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, it's just obviously individual-wise, wasn't the season I wanted to have. And, when the season comes to an end, a lot of those emotions kind of come, flushing through. But it really hurts just not, coming through in some of those moments throughout the whole season.
Odunze was most upset about an early touchdown drop that might have changed the entire trajectory of last night's overtime playoff loss to the Rams. He also says his injured foot was a problem even after returning from a 5-game absence for the playoffs. He'll continue resting and rehabbing here in Chicago as the offseason starts. At Hallis Hall, Rick Gregg, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
On the ice, the Blackhawks welcome the Jets to the United Center tonight. That means the return of Jonathan Toews, who last played in Chicago back in April of 2023. 7:30 puck drop from the west side. The Bulls were a 124-102 winner over the Nets last night. They'll host the Clippers tomorrow night. In the college game, Indiana and Miami play tonight for the national championship. That's played at the Hurricanes' home field, Hard Rock Stadium. And if you're hoping to score a ticket for that game, you better have the bankroll ready. Prices to get in have skyrocketed. They haven't dropped at all. The price is now surpassing $4,000 to just get in. With sports at 16:46, I'm Chris Emma of 670, the score for News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
All right, Chris, thank you. 4:18, traffic sponsored by AlmostFreeTeeth.com. Here's Neil.
All right, guys, no major headlines. The Edens Expressway in the north suburbs just backing up inbound before Cicero to the junction. Heading I-70 inbound still pretty heavy from Cumberland to Division. Earlier crash we had there on the entrance ramp is cleared. 50 minutes in, 30 minutes off the Edens. Outbound just 11 to Montrose, about the same in the express lanes, which are wide open, by the way, before the Wintrust mural in your North Avenue out to the Edens. If you're going out to O'Hare, plan on 30 minutes. Delays on I-190 you will find going to and from the O'Hare terminals today. On the Eisenhower out, 23 to Manheim, 41 to the Jane Addams, 55 to drive in from I-90 into downtown, a 32-minute ride in from Manheim. I-55 to Stevenson going out, 27 to the Tri-State, 43 to 355, about a half hour to drive in. Southside Expressway is not bad on the Ryan coming in, outbound a little slow, 87 to the Split, but that's about it. 57 going out slow from I-80 to before Balmer. No delays on the Bishop Ford Freeway. DeSable Lakeshore Drive traffic around Chicago Avenue either way, and slight delays through Grant Park. The tollways, one backup. It's on the Tri-State South from the Cermak Toll to Ogden. All is well in the northwest suburbs on Route 53. Same deal in the southwest suburbs along I-80. Northwest Indiana, not bad. 8094 is a little slow eastbound from Torrance to about Grant. Traffic is sponsored by AlmostFreeTeeth.com. New teeth, new smile, new you. Save up to 95% at AlmostFreeTeeth.com because confidence should never cost a fortune. Your next report's at 428 News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Cold throughout this week. Cold today, that is for sure. We have temperatures in the single digits tonight. It's going to be cloudy early, mainly clear overnight, a low of 3. And then sun and clouds tomorrow, not as harsh with a high of 22. Currently 6 at O'Hare, 4 in Waukegan, 7 in Romeoville. It's 420. Our top story this hour, dozens of young volunteers celebrated Martin Luther King Day, Junior Day, by sorting through donated winter clothing for those in need. We're going to have more on the day of service coming up at 4:31. Proposed development could replace the Lakeview Giordano's Pizzeria with a residential building. It comes as Alderman Bennett Lawson proposed a zoning change for the construction of a new building at 1040 West Belmont. If passed, the 5-story building would have a ground floor retail space and 28 residential units, some of which could be affordable housing. Alderman Lawson currently gathering feedback on the construction for the new mixed-use building. Original costumes from some of your favorite shows and films are now on display at the Griffin Museum of Science and Industry. Designer Paul Taswell has created some of the most iconic costumes on film and on stage. The Emmy, Tony, and Oscar award-winning costume designer is displaying his work for the first time. He says exhibiting at MSI was a perfect match.
Every time that I walk through, it's emotionally overwhelming because it's my life. It's, you know, it is reflective of the 36 years that I've been designing professionally. And before that, you know, because I started designing costumes when I was 16 years old.
Dresses like Glinda's pink bubble dress, Alphaba's Emerald City dress, and the Schuyler sisters' ball gowns and King George III's outfit, of course, of Hamilton, are all part of the 5-room exhibit. It'll be at MSI through September. It's 422. The news is sponsored by Jewel Osco.
Every so often in med.
I didn't touch no buttons. I didn't touch no buttons and my phone jumped. My phone jumped. My phone got cut off when I was talking earlier too, by the way. It just jumped. I didn't touch no buttons. But whatever, it is what it is. Hopefully, everybody's having a great MLK Day. It's 4:22 p.m. SubX.News on the spot reporting. We're live. Thanks for tuning in. I'm sorry I went off. When the first news report I hear is that an Indian jewelry store gets robbed by 6 armed individuals driving around the city, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. That's the police allowing crime to happen. That's the city allowing crime to happen. One of the main news stories today is what? They caught a Department of Transportation tow truck driver stealing cars. We've been reporting on that for 2 years. 2 years we've been reporting and showing you guys the tow truck drivers stealing cars. And everybody said, oh, they're in the no parking zone. You can't tow a car without giving it a ticket. You got to sit back and give it a ticket, come back. They were towing the cars and writing the ticket afterwards. We have that on video. Then the other main story in the city is which one? We have the towing story. Oh, the shooting on the I-90. The 290. Right there, on the Eisenhower. We're the only ones who officially reported that. The scanner pages, and there's internet pages that reported the crash. We were the only ones who reported exactly what happened, when it happened, why it happened. It was a criminal act, a shootout in the city of Chicago that ended up in a shootout and crash on the highway. Neither Chicago police nor the state police reported it as a crime. They reported it as a car accident. I don't even think Chicago police reported it as a car accident because they let state of police say that. Yeah, I did. I went out there. So, yeah, it was a good time out there. And that's the reason I'm the way I am today. And I'll tell you this. Let me shut this heater off so you can hear me. When you're out in the Michigan Avenue snow or wherever I was in White Cloud, you ain't got no room for mistakes. You had to be prepared. We were in the middle of nowhere where there's no tow trucks, there's no cell service, there was nothing. So that's where we're at. And then I come back and I hear people who make $1 billion. The city makes billions of dollars off our taxes. They can't catch 6 guys with guns that are robbing a jewelry store. I hear that there's tow truck drivers stealing cars. Tow truck drivers that are employed by the city of Chicago. You don't know he's stealing cars? Everything those guys do, police, tow truck drivers, and everything, that's all tracked. They have GPSs. They track what they do in their computers. Does everybody know that? Everything's tracked. Computers have been tracked for many years. You can do keystroke tracking. Everybody knows that. You know what keystroke tracking is? They can know what you type into your computer. They know what you type into your computer. Yet you're telling me the city didn't know he was stealing? And then Kwame Raoul, the criminal, comes on the TV and says, I'm arresting these guys? Where is the supervisor? You see here, this is what I gotta say. Just like with Barbara Bennett. Where's everyone who helped steal that money with Barbara Bennett? Only 2 or 3 people went to jail. Her and a couple of guys. Where's all the supervisors of that tow truck driver who was stealing cars? Why aren't they arrested? Why aren't they arrested? Where's the supervisor of the tow truck driver that was stealing cars? Where is that person? Where's the supervisor? Where's the beat captain or the sergeant that was over where that robbery happened this morning in Little India, and 6 armed individuals with multiple cars robbed a jewelry store? Where are these people? Where are these supervisors? Why aren't we holding these people accountable? Why not? Why not? Because they want them. These supervisors, the city supervisors, the county supervisors, the state supervisors, even the federal supervisors, they're all programmed to allow crime to happen to us. They're allowed, what's up, Juan? They're allowing crime to happen. That's what they are. That's a fact. And they're Republican and Democrat. They're both sides. It don't matter. It don't matter. It's both sides. Because both sides steal our tax dollars. Again, I'm going to say this, and I've said this multiple times. Why haven't we investigated how the migrants came to Chicago? The migrants were shipped here. I have video of the buses. You know what? I'm going to get that video. I have multiple videos of the buses that used to drop the migrants off here. Not the yellow buses. They used to ship them around the different shelters and the police station. I'm talking about the coach buses that used to come from Texas. I have the DOT numbers. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to track a couple of those buses. I have the numbers. One was from Louisiana. Who owns those buses? And not only who owns those buses, how did they get those contracts? Those were federal contracts. Those weren't Texas contracts. Can Texas make a contract to ship immigrants all over the United States? Do you think that Texas governor did that? That the Texas governor was so sophisticated? Oh, wait, hold on. The Texas governor's Republican, ain't he? The Texas governor is Republican, isn't he? Greg Abbott, he's Republican, isn't he? Says anyone investigated how the migrants came from Venezuela to Chicago? Has anybody ever investigated? I know the guys. I know some guys that went into Mexico. I know guys that went into Venezuela. I know guys that were in Europe and they watched the migrants in Europe. How did the migrant, Venezuelan, get to Chicago? How did he get here? How did the migrants that were in Texas board a bus and end up in a Chicago police station? I got hundreds of hours of videos of that. I got hours of videos. Even Johnny Boom Boom has them, right? We know the guys. We already know the answers. The government shipped them up here. The government shipped them up here. And Republican governments did it, and so did Democratic governments did it. They shipped them up to Chicago. You know why? There hasn't been no investigation. You know why? Because they made a ton of money off of that. They made billions and billions of dollars. Billions of dollars were made with those migrants. But there's no accountability. Why? Because it was both Democrats and both Republicans there. Let's listen to 4:30 News, and then we'll listen to some radio calls. Think about that.
Busey Bank. Building
Think
business.
about that. There hasn't been no investigation. I'm going to say it one more time. There hasn't been no investigation, state, county, federal, or city, on how the migrants came to Chicago. Not one investigation. Not one. Zero. None.
Good afternoon. Happy Monday. Here are the top stories on News Radio WBBM.
I'm Brandon Eisen in Roscoe Village, where young volunteers piece together winter outfits for those less fortunate. Part of the MLK Day of Service.
Charges filed against a Joliet woman accused of kicking and spitting at police after being asked to leave a bar.
This is Mai Martinez. A man is facing several charges, including felonies, after a 3-hour standoff with police in Indiana.
Plus, anti-ICE activists interrupt a Minnesota church service, targeting the pastor, who apparently is also a federal immigration official. Sports, Hawks on the ice, taking on the Jets at the UC tonight. Markets closed for the MLK Jr. holiday. Cold and frigid tonight. A high of 7, a low tonight of 3. Right now, 6 at 4:31. The news continues, sponsored by Menards. As part of the MLK Day of Service, dozens of young volunteers spending the day sorting winter clothing for those less fortunate. WBBM's Brandon Eisen has the story.
Inside the Cradles to Crayons Giving Factory in Roscoe Village, large bins are stacked from floor to ceiling, filled with donated winter essentials like coats, boots, and hats. But before they can be distributed to families by C2C's Chicagoland partners, these items will need to be sorted. It's a big task, but one that local children, having the MLK holiday off from school, have stepped up to finish. Young volunteer Emily Siegel is taking this day of service very seriously.
I like to go at a faster pace because I want to get done with the whole bin and get as many boxes filled up. Yeah.
Emily works with a sense of urgency, side by side with her sisters and mother Alicia.
We had these extreme weather conditions, extremely cold.
Cradles to Crayons' annual MLK Day of Service is part of their Gear Up for Winter initiative, which aims to collect 50,000 winter coats and provide warm clothing and critical essentials to children throughout Chicago and surrounding communities. In Roscoe Village, Brandon Eisen, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
A Southwest suburban woman facing multiple charges after a violent encounter with the police at a bar early yesterday morning.
Kicking and spitting were involved in an assault inside and outside a Joliet bar, according to police. 26-year-old Imari Baker is accused of refusing to follow entry rules just after 1:30 a.m., becoming combative and striking multiple officers. One officer was treated on scene for minor injuries. Baker allegedly tried to grab police equipment and continued resisting during arrest and while being placed in a squad car. He reportedly remained combative and spat on an officer during booking. Baker was arrested and booked on 4 counts: aggravated battery on a peace officer, resisting arrest, and criminal trespass.
All those stores
Sarah
are
Pereira, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
This is where
Portage, Indiana man behind bars after a tense 3-hour standoff with police over the weekend.
It happened around 9:40
Chicago.
Saturday morning at a home on Dutch.
This is State Street. What is that? 520 South State Street. See all those stores closed? This is where students live. You figure they'd have some restaurants or something in there, but they don't. So that tells you something different about the economy. On State Street. We don't have to tell you what's going on with State, do they? They're completely empty.
SWAT team members deployed a chemical local agent and made entrance through the front door. Murphy was arrested after being shot with a less than lethal projectile. He's now facing several charges, including 3 felonies. His sister was treated at the scene but refused to go to a hospital. Maya Martinez, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Milwaukee, a food pantry is seeing lots less patrons. They're seeing a lot less people show up because of fear of immigration agents. WGJT TV reporter Catherine Merck has the story.
An ICE spokesperson would not comment on possible targeted actions in Milwaukee, quote, to protect operation security and ensure the safety of law enforcement personnel. At Live Laugh Loaves MKE, some people are picking up food for those too afraid to get in line. Just like those they serve, they also have their fears.
There are a lot of families that aren't getting what they need.
Several studies show just 5% of ICE detainees have violent convictions, and about 43% have no criminal record at all.
It comes as the Milwaukee police chief says ICE is continuously operating in the city at the Wisconsin Homeland Security Council meeting last week. Speaking of ICE, tensions continue to escalate between the Trump administration and demonstrators in Minnesota. In the latest clash, activists in the Twin Cities are interrupting a religious service.
In Minnesota, a group of protesters disrupt Sunday services at City's Church in St. Paul, where one of the pastors, David Easterwood, apparently also heads the local ICE office. In a Facebook live stream on Black Lives Minnesota by Speak MPLS, protesters chant ICE out and justice for Renee Good as a different pastor tells them, shame on you, this is a house of God. Easterwood is listed on the church's site as a pastor and also appears in official court records as acting director of ICE's St. Paul office. The DOJ says it's investigating and any violations of federal law would be prosecuted. One protester tells the AP, when you have a local ICE leader who's also a pastor, we can't sit back idly and watch people go and be led astray. I'm Julie Walker.
A letter from President Trump says he's pursuing Greenland because he was, quote, snubbed for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Two sources tell CBS News the National Security Council forwarded a message from President Trump to European ambassadors in Washington, asking them to share it with their own leaders. The text, which was originally sent to Norway's prime minister, says because they did not award him the Nobel Peace Prize, he's no longer obligated to think, quote, purely of peace. The president argued the U.S. must have complete and total control of Greenland because he says Denmark can't defend it from Russia or China. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
Meantime, it comes as demonstrations are ramping up against U.S. efforts to control Greenland.
That's amid tensions over U.S. aims to acquire the semi-autonomous island nation. Red baseball caps spoofing Donald Trump's iconic hats have become a symbol of Danish and Greenlandic defiance against threats of the U.S. president to seize the frozen territory. Instead of Make America Great Again, the caps are emblazoned with slogans, Make America Go Away.
Of course they think it's funny, but first of all they want to show their support for to the people from Greenland.
That's 58-year-old store owner and cap designer Jesper Raid Tonnesen.
If I was an artist, I've made music, I could contribute to this, but now I'm making clothing and creative things, so that's what I could do.
Tennyson says they've ordered thousands more caps. All profits, the store owner says, will be donated to a Greenlandic children's charity. I'm Haya Panjwani.
You'd love new windows, but don't want to pay a fortune for them. Hey, it's Josh.
Yeah, everybody asking about the trip I had. It was great. I do it every year. It was the 8th year, Snowmageddon. We have a good time. A bunch of us get together. We go up there and we have fun. It's one of the best times I have all year round. I do a couple of other big events. I have a what do you call it? The Earth Day event coming up in April, but somebody else usually organizes. I help out a little by bring people, but we do an Earth Day event down in Hopkins Park, Pembroke, and we clean up the town a little bit. We clean up the dunes and clean up the wilderness areas. So that's my next big event coming up. I might do a camp out somewhere in February. We'll see. But April's my next big event that I do. Might do a couple of more. You know, I do all kinds of things I forget because I just do them automatically. Like that trip you guys are asking me about. I do it automatically. I've been doing it so long, I do it as part of who I am. and do it as something that not only helps me to relax a little bit, but also we get together, we spend a little money up there. It's in the middle of the winter, you know, and just do a little bit of fellowship. That's what that is about, right? That people get together.
In Park Ridge, the BP on Toohey and Greenwood has gas for $2.62. In Cicero, the Mobile on Pulaski and 28th has gas for $2.99 a gallon. Coming up.
This is Carolina Garibay. Aurora's Paramount Theater announces the next set of shows for its 15th Broadway series.
That's next. First, traffic with Neil Fiorino.
We begin on the rails. BNSF inbound and outbound trains stops for right now due to switch problems near Fairview. Expect big delays again on the Metro BNSF line. On the expressways, not too bad today. The Edens Expressway outbound, you're nice and clear. Coming inbound, a bit of a delay before Cicero to the Kennedy. A 20-minute ride there from Lake Cook Road. Travel time on the Kennedy N48 and 28 out to O'Hare. On the Eisenhower inbound, 52 minutes from I-90 into downtown, 32 in for Manheim. Outbound, you're looking at 17 to Manheim. That's it. A delay past Austin to before First Avenue. On the Stevenson, 35 out, 31 in from 355 to DuSable Lakeshore Drive. Southside Expressways, a Dan Ryan, about 16 either way. Nothing major on 57 or the Bishop Ford Freeway. DuSable Lakeshore Drive traffic on either side near Chicago Avenue. Across the tollways, no major problems or delays for that matter. Tri-State southbound has one from Roosevelt to Ogden. A lot of construction continues between the Cermak Toll and the Stevenson. In the northwest suburbs, you're open on Route 53. Same in the southwest suburbs along I-80, no delays there. 8094 eastbound just slowing in spots between Torrance and Broadway. From the Metro Traffic Center, next report, 448 News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
WBBM AccuWeather will be breezy and frigid as we head through tonight. Some clouds around early, then clearing out late tonight, low 3. AccuWeather real field temperatures will be between about 10 and 20 below. Sun will be followed by increasing clouds for tomorrow. Breezy and not as harsh in the afternoon, high 22. Period of snow tomorrow night into early Wednesday will accumulate an inch or two, resulting in some slow and slippery travel into the Wednesday morning commute. Temperatures holding in the 20s tomorrow night, and then a high of 27 later Wednesday with a mostly cloudy sky. 6 degrees at O'Hare right now, 7 at Midway. It is 8 in South Chicago, 6 at the lakefront, going down to 3 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson.
It's 4:41. The Paramount Theater in Aurora announcing shows for its 15th Broadway series.
The Paramount's 2026-2027 season will begin in August with the Chicago area premiere of the musical Mean Girls.
My name is Richie, not sure.
Then for the holiday season, the Paramount will present a new reimagined version of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol from November 11th through January 3rd of 2027. Next up is Stephen Sondheim's Pulitzer and Tony Award-winning show Sunday in the Park with George, premiering in February of 2027, followed by Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat to finish off the Paramount's 15th season. Single tickets for shows go on sale in June. Carolina Garibay, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
The Italian designer, only known as Valentino, whose high glamour gowns were a fashion staple for nearly a half a century, has died. Universally known by his first name, Valentino was adored by generations of royals, first ladies, and movie stars who always swore the designer always made them look and feel their best. The 93-year-old's funeral will be held in Rome on Friday. Some menu changes may be on tap over a popular protein recall.
Susanna's Kitchen in Georgia has recalled over 13,000 pounds of ready-to-eat chicken breast filet products, which were sold in 7 states. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says the products may have been contaminated with listeria. The recalled products were produced last October 14th and sold in 10-pound cases containing 2 5-pound bags of cooked grilled chicken breast fillets with rib meat. No illnesses reported. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
The 2026 election year is here. Illinois votes March 17th with critical midterm elections November 3rd. Elections and ready for 2026. That's WBBM News Radio Election Central.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole thing.
86, madam.
Check some red line, station and platform events, please.
07953, 07953, and 07954, 07954.
3214.
3214.
Yeah, my PDT's not letting me log off. I got a 15 off, so I can try to log back on at 14.
Okay, try now. Alright, if anybody's close by 6621 South Cottage Grove near the Aldi's, we're getting 10-1 off PTOs fighting the offender. They're holding, he has no cuffs.
Marina headquarters.
Marina headquarters.
Somebody's screaming. You can hear somebody screaming behind me. Somebody's high on drugs. Listen up. You can hear him screaming. There's somebody. See, you hear the guy screaming? Somebody's screaming somewhere around here in downtown. Somebody's screaming over here where they sell the drugs at. In downtown. It's cold. I'd be screaming too if I didn't have a place. It was depending on drugs. The drug dealers ain't around now. They're out in their houses, right? It's cold out here. I just opened my window. Now I closed them. It's cold out here. It's sub-zero. My car says 10 degrees.
08018 and 08019 and 7388 Adam. If you need this data vet number, it's 07839. 07839.
07839, got it.
3211.
3211.
That's a stable vehicle, Skyway on the outbound at MLK. Show me a 16 telephone here.
Alright, they're going to disregard now to the 10-1, 6621 South Cottage Grove at the Aldi's.
Houston 6 and citywide person with a gun, 76 in Peoria. Caller said a male black with a beard driving a black Dodge was seen waving a gun as the caller drove past the location. There was a female inside the vehicle as well. Gave a plate of Frank John 62189, known direction of flight, specifically.
4724.
4724.
Yeah, let me get an event number for a Homeland check, Midway Airport.
08050, 08050.
99, thank you.
Alright, 3211, I know you're tied up, but just for the air, reckless driver 10500 South on the Chicago Skyway inbound. Hammond, Indiana called it in. They said there's a male Hispanic in a black four-door Cadillac that's driving recklessly. Last seen headed towards Chicago on the Skyway. Unknown state temporary plate with a tire rod hanging out.
11, show me clear from the stable vehicle. You just finished up, and then I'll just take a swing around. Go ahead and drop it in my box.
Alright, come clear.
388 boys.
88 boy.
While we're riding train car 5144 from Cicero to eastbound, and we are on the green line.
Alright, it's going to be 08100. 08100.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome.
34 Adam. Yes, boss. 4684 Adam.
4684 Adam.
Yes, boss. There's a vehicle that's spun out just south of 43rd on the Dan Ryan, left way into the expressway.
Alright, are you able to stop or no? Do you need an ambulance?
Yeah, I passed it on the local lane, so I couldn't stop. Unknown if it was not.
I'll notify state. Did you get a color of the vehicle or anything?
Yeah, it was a gray SUV.
Okay, 10-4, thank you. 4684 Adam, was that inbound or outbound?
That was inbound.
Okay, 10-4, I'll call.
Thank you.
Adam.
We have two numbers, please, for upper, lower, and over.
Great, upper 08134, 08134, lower is 08136. 08136.
Oh, thank you.
And about number for a platform truck at 7th Street on the red line.
08165. 08165. Upper 08134. 08134. Lower is 0.
It's all you smell is marijuana smoke down here. So I guess marijuana is more important than having a house, right? There you go, there's somebody sleeping right there. That's somebody's spot. See that there? Somebody's sleeping right there. Look at that. You smell marijuana down there. That's what you smell. I guess marijuana is more important than having a house, right? Yeah, when is the city gonna take care of this? The mayor is in his last term in last year in office. Yeah, he hasn't taken care of this, has he? You wanna see something? There's a bus that crashed, and we had a bus crash here before. I'm gonna show you this. I didn't set up my phone the right way, by the way. You're gonna see a bus crashed, and we videotaped this before. See that bus up there? I never stop the radio calls, but they stop automatically for some reason. I don't know why. Strange. The radio calls stopped working.
7383.
7383.
And about number for a platform truck at 7th Street on the red line.
08165. 08165.
Thank you.
738 Charlie.
86 Charlie.
Upper, lower, Chicago State.
08170. 08170. Lower is 081.
two numbers for upper and lower 79th and red line.
0817, 08178, and 08180,
3810 Charlotte.
80 million.
Yes, but we get almost a roof on the west.
08184, 08184.
Number, Chicago Red Line, Chicago State.
Zero 8197.
88 boy.
88 boy.
Hold this disturbance on California. Most of them may be domestic related. 7.
Unit coming in?
7387.
87.
Yes, ma'am. Can I give a number for a promise check, Blue Line North at the Belmont Station, please?
08217. 08217.
7333.
7333.
Will you get a number for canine training, please, at 39th and Iron? And could you put 7324 and 7337 on that?
Alright, estimate 0.
Imagine a city that has multiple layers of government, 2-3 million people, billions of dollars in a budget, and they have a bus driver that makes the same accident every time and crashes the corner here, right? I think that's what happened here. He crashed that corner there.
If you could stop the trains from going westbound.
Alright, Green Line at California, Tower Cross, stop the train. Alright, 4.
We have a female, so we're talking to her right now.
Green Line, California, drug addict, causing the whole train system to be shut down.
Alright, let me know if you need fire.
Green Line, California, drug addict shutting down the train station. Look at this. So a bus is shutting down this intersection, I believe, or an accident. You have a person sleeping right there. You see the person sleeping right there, right? Don't you see the person? That's a person sleeping there. There's police officers in front of us. I believe that something happened up here, an accident. And you just heard the Green Line train during rush hour, 4:57 p.m. is now being shut down because of a drug addict. Where they sell drugs. You know that's that area I keep showing you where there's a tent right next to the station. Or is that Sacramento? You kind of get what I'm talking about here? Why aren't these politicians, why aren't these city administrators and supervisors in prison? Right? Where is the guy that's in charge of the homelessness in Chicago? And why is that person sleeping on a sidewalk right there? Everybody see that person sleeping on the sidewalk right there? There's a person, that's a person there sleeping on the sidewalk right there. You see that there? That's a person sleeping there. See that there? And then there's a car accident or something happened here, right? Or something shut down there. Oh, it shut down during rush hour. I wonder why. Why don't we go up there and figure that out? Why is this main road shut down, right? What do you think? You think it has to do with drugs or crime? What do you think that has to do with in front of us, right? Why would the city shut down a main thoroughfare, Lower Wacker Drive, during rush hour? You think they do that on purpose? They might. I don't know. Look, it's in front of us right there. You didn't hear it on the news. You didn't hear it on the news, but you hear it here, right? Live. They don't say that on the news. Did you hear that on the news? There's buses rerouted. Everything's being rerouted here. You don't hear nothing on the news, yet you have a bunch of cops here. Yet you have a person that's homeless right in back of me sleeping on the sidewalk. You have a drug addict on the Green Line, shutting down the Green Line. So think about it. Lower Wacker Drive is shut down, and the Green Line is now shut down. That's the city that we're dealing with right now, right?
You got ambulance 45 headed over there.
We are on the north side of the platform.
Okay, 10-4. I'll let him know.
7388 boys.
88 boys.
Oh, we are going to...
And he's on his phone. Look at that guy. He's on his phone.
Going to go with an ambulance.
Did you see him on his phone? He's not out of his car directing traffic. Think about this. The police officer, that jagoff, he's on his fucking phone instead of directing traffic. Did you just see him? He was on his phone. He should be directing traffic. He's not. You want to see it one more time? Let me show you. I'll show you another view. That jagoff, while he's getting paid with our tax dollars, is on his phone while there's a traffic jam. He's not directing traffic. He's not keeping the peace. And why don't we check this guy if he's on his phone? Right here, this guy. There's 2 squad cars here. Got that? There's 2. 8246. Let's see. Is this guy on his phone? Yeah, they're both on their cell phones right there. Right? And this guy, 7350, is on his cell phone too. Why aren't they out of their cars directing traffic? Imagine that. You got a major thoroughfare, Lower Wacker Drive. You have something going on that they're not telling us. They're not telling us what's going on. You didn't hear it on the news, right? You want to hear it on the news? Let's listen to the news, right? Let's listen to the news if they mentioned that.
Laser Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia.
Let's listen.
To honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who was once co-pastor there. WSB's Graham Carroll reports.
Hundreds gathering for the beloved community service at Ebenezer. Most people I talked to spoke of Dr. King's goals of peace and unity and why his message is as urgent as ever.
Uncertainty, a lot of people who are hungry, jobless, and there's a lot of violence.
In this climate, it means so much to say the word peace and to actualize it.
Hopefully, generations to come will know what this event means.
Another common refrain, do acts of service to better the community, and also be sure to show up and vote. Graham Carroll for CBS News.
Why are police
A
on their
combo
cell
of a cold
phones
front
instead of
and system
directing
in
traffic
eastern
here when
Canada is
Lower
helping to
Wacker Drive
bring
is shut
lake-enhanced
down
and
during rush hour?
lake-effect snowfall to the Great Lakes and interior Northeast today. Cold air moving in over the lakes will continue to bring snowfall through the rest of the week. Winter storm alerts are in effect through Wednesday evening, downwind of the Great Lakes. And CBS News meteorologist Craig Allen also reports.
Wind chills in these areas could be as low as 15 to 30 degrees below zero. In these conditions, it is dangerously cold, and with wind chills this low, we can expect frostbite or even hypothermia in as little as 15 to 30 minutes.
The death toll from a massive Sunday night fire at a shopping plaza in Karachi, Pakistan, rises to 23, as police say rescuers recovered more bodies from the badly damaged building and dozens remain missing. This is CBS News. Take control of your financial life. Follow and listen to Money.
So did you guys see that? A major road is shut down. Yeah. Someone's on my phone now. So that's a major road, Lower Wacker Drive. While the police are sitting in their cars on their cell phone, not directing traffic. How ignorant can you be as a cop? How fucking ignorant are you? That the people, first of all, that the people driving around, you just shut their street down, you don't give them information, and then you sit in your car on your cell phone while the people who pay you drive past you. How ignorant must you be? Do you trust that person to be a cop? I'm going to be honest with everybody on my video now. Would you trust that person with your life? Would you trust that person with your life that doesn't tell you what's happening and then is on a cell phone while people are driving around, while you're paying them? We're paying those guys. Would you trust them with your life? I wouldn't.
Residents of some neighborhoods in
I
the
wouldn't at all.
American city say they feel a lot safer with police officers living nearby. CBS's Christopher Cruz.
The Atlanta Police Foundation's Secure Neighborhoods program was created to reduce crime by helping officers move into the neighborhood they patrol. Officer Rodney McIntyre is now a protector, a neighbor, and a homeowner.
They gave me $75,000 toward the house, which is unheard of.
Michaela Leverett, who lives across the street, says she's noticed a change in the behavior of drivers since Officer McIntyre moved in.
But I guess because his car's right there now, they're not sure if he's in it or if he lives there.
Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
The Buffalo Bills fire coach Sean McDermott after 9 seasons of falling short of reaching the Super Bowl. It comes after the Bills were eliminated in a heart-wrenching 33-30 overtime loss at Denver in the divisional round of the playoffs. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station. News Radio 105.9 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
Look at this.
505
Look at this. Look at what you're witnessing here. I don't know what this is going on. We got the whole street blocked off right now. Look at that.
6 degrees, winds out of the west.
What's going on here? Look at that.
4 miles an hour. Frigid tonight, lows.
She just walked out of the bus, didn't she?
But heading back down.
That lady just walked out of the bus.
We'll have the AccuWeather 5-day forecast coming up at 5.
What is this? Outrageous. What kind of city do we live in? What is this here?
This year, Rainbow Push Coalition hosted its
She abandoned her bus.
as part of its programming themed.
Holy cow, this bus is abandoned in the middle of the street during rush hour. Look at that, everybody. Look at that. It's abandoned bus.
Just take the first step.
There's no one in the seat.
If you're uncertain of what comes next, you just have to take the first step. And we must do just that as we see our rights, our freedoms, our very democracy under attack. Because here's the thing, when most people...
We have a dysfunctional...
...for justice, well, they've never been on the receiving end of injustice.
Every year, Rainbow Push uses the event to raise funds for scholarships that recognize...
That bus was just abandoned here on this street. I don't know what's going on there. That lady walked out of the bus there, man. That was wild. Wow. And we got Lower Wacker Drive shut down, too. This is crazy downtown.
Outlined by Pope Leo XIV. They say policies driven only by self-interest deepen suffering and undermine peace. Supage added that church leaders cannot remain silent when millions are left on the edge. Sarah Herrera, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
This quarterly report from the Cook County Inspector General finds that several employees falsified PPP loan applications back in 2020. It's those government loans offered during the pandemic to help small businesses keep workers on the payroll and cover essential costs.
The Office of the Independent Inspector General received a total of 208 complaints during the reporting period and initiated 20 new investigations. Those investigations found that several mostly former employees falsified federal documents to obtain Paycheck Protection Program loans totaling a combined $329,500. Investigations resulted in the Inspector General recommending the employees' terminations and them being put on the county's do not hire list. Carolina Garebe, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
It's 5:08. Time for traffic and weather together on the 8th. How are things moving tonight, Neil?
Not good on 55 in Will County, Lisa. Southbound traffic stop and go from the Veterans Tollway to before Route 53. A crash involving a pickup and a vehicle in the left lane. John, we appreciate the heads up here on the WBBM Mercedes-Benz Involvement Estates traffic tip line, 855-780 Road. With this crash on 55 South before Route 53, that's why you're stuck in a lot of traffic on the Stevenson outbound. Past Lamont Road to 355. 32 out, you're about 28 minutes to drive in. On the east, it's just some traffic inbound Cicero to the Kennedy. No delays outbound. Kennedy Expressway on the brakes inbound from Cumberland to Harlem and Lawrence.
I'm going to try to figure out what's going on in Lower Wacker Drive. So we were just down there. We didn't see nothing. But it's shut down. We're going to try to figure out what's going on.
The O'Hare extension. That's I-190 either way between the Kennedy and the O'Hare terminals. On the Eisenhower in, 56 minutes from I-90 into downtown, 34 in for Mannheim. Brake lights past North Avenue to the Tri-State and Mannheim to Harlem. Outbound heavy past Central before First, 17 to Mannheim, 35 to the Jade Adams Tollway. On the Stevenson coming in about 28, again 32 out to 355. Southside Expressway is not too bad at all. The Dan Ryan a little sluggish inbound approaching the Stevenson, but that's about it. No sweat on I-57, the Bishop Ford or Route 394. New South Lakeshore Drive, some traffic right around Chicago Avenue. On the tollways, you're good for the most part. Tri-State southbound heavy from Cermak to Ogden. Route 53 looks great in the northwest suburbs, southwest suburbs. No delays along I-80. 8094 eastbound, just a delay passing Torrance over to Kennedy Avenue. From the Metro Traffic Center, your next report's 518. News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Cold tonight, a low of 3. Not as harsh tomorrow. Sun and clouds, a high of 22. We got 6 at O'Hare, 6 in Aurora, 4 in Waukegan, 7 Lakefront. It's 5:10.
Start the new year moving, not hurting. If joint pain is holding you back, listen up. There's a way to get real relief without surgery, without downtime, without putting your life on pause. Cisco Cotto here for QC Kinetics. Dr. Caravelli and the other medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Chicago deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas where you're feeling that pain. The achy knees, hips, shoulders, back, wherever it hurts. Instead of facing an invasive operation, it puts you on the sidelines for months. These treatments happen right in the office, and then you go about your day. Simple procedures that can deliver big life-changing results. Skip the 3 to 6 months of recovery. Skip the pain, the invasive surgery. Start 2026 with a path to pain-free living. QC Kinetics weekend appointments available. 312-697.
We're going to go down there and see what we can see, because we didn't see nothing going on here.
312-697.
Traffic is traffic moving or not?
Joliet police say a man and a woman are now facing several charges following a home invasion.
A 20-year-old man and 2 women ages 37 and 60 were asleep in their home when they heard loud knocking around 9 a.m. according to police.
Traffic is shut down.
Knocking on the door was 19-year-old Akaya Whitehead, the 20-year-old man's
This guy's right in back.
She'd apparently been upset about being owed money and didn't stop at knocking. Police say the home was equipped with video surveillance, which shows Whitehead force her way through the front door, after which she began attacking the adults inside. They fought back, and Whitehead, along with an alleged accomplice, 19-year-old Javon Jimerson, fled the area. Both were later taken into custody at Whitehead's home in Plainfield.
There's something going on in back
home
of us.
invasion and domestic battery. Jimerson is charged with home invasion and criminal trespass to a residence. All involved were treated for minor injuries. Brandon Eisen, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Dalton firefighters rescued a puppy from a house fire. It happened at 148th and Woodlawn. Investigators say the fire started on the second floor of the house and then extended to the first. The fire department said there were no injuries, but during the
there's
response
cars in
to
back of
rescue
me.
the puppy from
They must
inside
have
the
opened it up. There's some cars in back of me already.
Well, financial experts say the cost of lunch at work has changed dramatically.
Those fast casual meals, midday snacks, and coffee add-ons can add up. And what's worse is we often don't even realize it.
We're really not paying attention to the bills we pay them and things like that, but ultimately we forget how much we're spending on this thing.
Ed Jertson, certified financial planner and founder of Engaged Wealth Group, tells the Noon Business Hour the solution isn't cutting everything out, it's balance. Packing lunch more often, watching those small purchases, and treating eating out as an occasional reward can make a meaningful difference over time.
It's not all or none. Just be a conscientious consumer, right? Know where that money's going and make it intentional.
Rachel Pearson, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Showering, making breakfast, checking emails. No matter how you get your day started.
So they're saying, don't spend all our money, but keep spending your money. You kind of get what he just said? Watch what you're spending, but don't stop spending. That's kind of a weird way to talk. Did you just hear that guy? He says we're spending too much on lunch, but we shouldn't stop spending, right? Let's see what's going on down here. If it's shut down, right?
At 800-712-3253.
It's still shut down. Something's going on over
Attorneys
here.
may be able to get you justice, closure, and substantial compensation while your case remains fully confidential. Receive the financial settlement you deserve and hold those responsible accountable. Call now to find out if your case qualifies for compensation. Don't wait. Call our law firm's 100% confidential clergy abuse helpline right now to seek justice and compensation. Call 800-712-3253. That's 800-712-3253. 800-712-3253.
It's shut down. Lower Wacker is shut down. There's no cars coming through for some reason. But it's strange because I can go over there. You kind of get it? It's weird. It's very strange because I got into Lower Wacker Drive on that end, but it's still shut down over here. I don't know what's going on here. I'll have to see if it's something right here or what. See that? It's still shut down. Very strange, isn't it? So we were in Lower Wacker Drive going out of the city, but it's shut down over here. It's weird, isn't it? Just seen it, right? We were in that lane. It's the road isn't shut down. We don't see anything going on unless something's going on right here. So we're gonna have to listen to the radio calls when we get home or something. Everybody sees that, right? So it is shut down.
5:15, the AccuWeather 5-day forecast sponsored by Four Seasons.
It's shut down, but not shut down. See that?
Is going to be on overdrive tonight. Brian Thompson.
Yeah, for most
weird, right?
At least we really don't have any big warm-ups coming.
And they have two squads here. See that there?
Then it gets cold and possibly even colder than warm-ups.
Oh, there was an accident or something, it looks like.
It'll be frigid tonight, a low of 3 degrees. Some clouds around.
There's something that happened here.
AccuWeather real field temperatures 10 to 20 below tonight. And
something's going on.
Clouds tomorrow.
I don't know what it
Breezy,
is.
but not as harsh into the afternoon as we get back up to 22. There will be a period of snow tomorrow night into early Wednesday, accumulating about an inch or two. Probably the better chance for over an inch will be north of Chicago. That will result in some slow and slippery travel heading into Wednesday morning. Temperatures steady or slowly rising through the 20s tomorrow night. A high of 27 late Wednesday with a mostly cloudy sky. Another period of snow early Wednesday night. And then temperatures tumble after that. It's a high of 19 on Thursday with clouds and some sun. Real feels
yeah, some detour here.
And Friday, extreme cold with clouds and sun. A high temperature only expected to be around 3.
Something strange is going on. We're going to see if we can see it over here.
6 at Midway and at West Lawn, 7 at the lakefront. We're going down to 3 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson.
All right, Brian, thanks so much. Keep the heavy coats handy tonight. All right, 5:16 time.
Lower Wacker Drive.
Promoters in Lincolnwood and
going
now. And here's the scores, Chris Emma.
Thank you, Lisa. It's one of the most painful scenes in sports, that mass gathering in a locker room. The Bears did it
westbound from Michigan Avenue is shut down, but the rest of Lower Wacker Drive past that intersection is not shut down. Something strange is going on.
For some players, that will mark the end of their time in Chicago. Here's Rick Gregg with the report.
Safety Jaquan Brisker is in that camp, which is why he took an extra long time changing in the locker room at Soldier Field post-game.
Really just hurting. We lost. We lost a playoff game, especially here in Chicago. I hate losing, but, it could have been, my last time in a Bears uniform. And, just soaking that time in, embracing the locker room, embracing, everything. And, I don't know what it could be in the future.
Brisker is a pending free agent. He played in all 17 games and saved his best for last. 14 tackles against the Rams, the second highest total of his career, plus a sack. As Brisker put it here in Lake Forest as he cleaned out his locker, if this is it, he went out with a bang. At Alice Hall, Rick Gregg, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Championship Sunday looms without the Bears. It will be the Seahawks hosting the Rams for the George Hallis Trophy on the NFC side. The Broncos will host the Patriots for the Lamar Hunt Trophy on the AFC side. Denver will be without Bo Nix, who suffered a broken ankle in overtime of their win over the Bills. Speaking of the Bills, they fired head coach Sean McDermott following 9 seasons as head coach. That makes it 10 coaching changes around the league this offseason. In college football, it's Indiana and Miami for the national championship. That's played down in Miami at the Hurricanes' home field. In hockey, the Blackhawks welcome the Jets to the UC tonight. That means Jonathan Toews is back in Chicago on ice for the first time since April of 2023. With sports at 16:46, I'm Chris Emma of 670, the Score for News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
All right, Chris, thank you. It is 5:18 now. Traffic sponsored by Mercedes-Benz of Hoffman Estates. How are things moving, Neil?
I'm not sure. We're going to expect delays on the BNSF line due to switch problems near Fairview. Inbound delays are up to 40 minutes. Outbound trains remain stopped in Downers Grove. Again, that's That's the BNSF line if you use Metro. On the expressways, Eden's really not so bad at all. A little slow inbound at the junction. That's about it. On the Kennedy, 40 minutes in, about 25 out to O'Hare. The Eisenhower inbound, 57 to drive into downtown from 90. 35 in for Manheim. Brake lights from North Avenue to the Tri-State and Manheim to Harlem Avenue. Outbound just a slow down from Harlem to First Avenue. On the Stevenson, 27 either way. Slight delays inbound, Harlem to Pulaski, and outbound between Kedzie and Cicero. Crash cleared on 55 in Will County southbound before Route 53. Some lingering delays continue. On the Dan Ryan, a slowdown inbound at the Stevenson as you approach the area. 57, the Ford looking pretty good. We saw the Lakeshore Drive, some traffic right around Chicago Avenue. Looking at the tollways, that Jane Addams has a crash eastbound and a backup before Arlington Heights Road. The left lane is closed. Route 53 looks straight, so does I-80. 8094 backups eastbound from the state line to Kennedy and Burr over to Broadway. Traffic sponsored by Mercedes-Benz of Hoffman Estates, delivering exceptional service. Whether you need a new luxury vehicle, service repairs, or genuine parts, they're here for you. Explore more than 800 vehicles and experience the difference at MercedesHoffman.com. Next report's 528 News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
For the rest of today, pretty cold. Look for a low tonight of 3. Not as harsh tomorrow with a high of 22. And then a period of smoke tomorrow night into early Wednesday. Temperatures steady or slowly rising through the 20s tomorrow night. But then come for the weekend again, we could be very cold. Looking at Friday, extreme cold now at this point. I give it this as clouds and sun with a high of only 3 below. Wow, that's really cold on Friday. We'll keep you posted on that one. 5 at O'Hare now, 6 Midway, 6 Lakefront. It's 5:20. Our top story this hour, leaders from across Illinois converged downtown to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Today with the Rainbow Push Coalition at their annual breakfast. We'll take you there coming up at 5:31. Chicago baseball fans mourning the death of a pitcher who set records that may never be broken.
When you hear the name Wilbur Wood, White Sox fans immediately think of the red uniforms of the early 1970s, the infield turf at the old Comiskey Park, and a knuckleball that allowed him to set records for durability. Wood was born in Massachusetts and was originally signed by the Boston Red Sox. He was traded to the White Sox in 1966 and assigned to the bullpen. Wood talked about his Sox tenure in a Boston radio interview in 1970.
Eddie Stanky was a manager at the time, asked me if I could have a pitch relief, and of course I said yes, and he said, if you can make the ball club as a relief pitcher, he said the opportunity might be there as a starter. So we just have to wait and see.
In 1971, that opportunity finally came. He had an earned run average under 2, made the All-Star team, and came in 3rd in Cy Young Award voting. Wood finished his career with the White Sox in 1978. He died over the weekend at the age of 84. Rob Hart, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
5:21, time for healthy eating.
Looking for a long-term diet that's actually good for your heart? The Mediterranean diet might just be what you're looking for. I'm Dr. Shabir Shah from Loyola Medicine with Healthy Eating. The Mediterranean diet emphasizes fresh fruits and vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, olive oil, and lean proteins like fish.
Charlie. 86 Office lower, Chicago State.
The 08170, 08170. Lower is 08172, 08172.
That's 383 Charlie.
83 Charlie.
Your 2 numbers, upper and lower, 79 on red line.
08170, 08178, and 08180, 08180.
389 Charlie.
80
Yes, but we get almost a roof on the left.
08184, 08184.
7386.
7386.
Number, Chicago Red Line, Chicago State.
08197. 08197.
88 boy.
88 boy.
Hold this disturbance on California. Most of them might be domestic related.
080808. Connection to a citywide.
7.
Unit coming in.
7387.
87.
Yes, ma'am. Can I give a number for a permanent check, Blue Line North at the Belmont Station, please?
08217. 08217.
7333.
7333.
Can we get a number for canine training, please, at 39th and Iron? And could you put 7324 and 7337 on that?
Alright, it's me 0826.
Thank you. 7388, boy.
88 boy.
Well, anyway, you cut off the power, California, the Greenland upper. It might be a suicidal situation. If you could stop the trains from going westbound.
Alright, Green Line at California, power off, stop the train. Alright, forward.
We have a female, so we're talking to her right now.
Alright, forward. Do you need a district clerk over there as well?
We're fine right now.
Alright, let me know if you need fire.
Ready for Adam.
80 for Adam.
Okay, maybe we had two different numbers of Cermac and the red line, one for the station, one for the platform.
08238, 08238, and 08239, 08239. Alright, it's 7388 boy. CPA's been notified.
Houston 6 units from the citywide person with a gun, 7944 Bishop. Caller said a male black has a gun to the caller's head. The offender is wearing a leg shirt and 6 pants. No further 666 only.
86 boy.
86 boy.
Hey, can I get a couple for Carson Lake Blue Light, please, upper and lower?
Alright, upper 08257, 08257. Lower 08258, 08258.
7384, check.
84 Charlie.
That's can I get a VIN number, red line rad from 55th to 95th south?
Alright, 08263, 08263.
3388 boy.
88 boy, go ahead.
Oh, no, we got her. Can you send us an ambulance, please? And thank you, service again.
Okay, I'll get there over there and we will notify CTA.
You hear her screaming, right?
88 boy.
88 boy, go ahead.
So this is here about this to come up upper level.
Upper level. Alright, and you got ambulance 45 headed over there.
We are on the north side of the platform.
Okay, 10-4, I'll let him know.
7388 boy.
88 boy.
Oh, we are gonna need 11 district car over here. We don't have any cars to go with an ambulance.
Okay, 10-4, I will get somebody over there.
Thank you. 86 Adam.
86 Adam.
Jackson red line. Can we get a station and platform event, please?
I'm sorry, what red line?
Jackson red line.
08295. Unison 3 is citywide battery in progress, 7440 South Phillips. Males are collected, 20 to 30 years old. 5'4" to 5'5" balls, physically attacking a female. Dark collected, 5'5", 28 to 29 years old, dreadlocks. They'll have the door open, enter through the gate. No further, zone 7, radio click.
7383 Adam.
83 Adam.
A two event number slide open lower, red line, 96 north.
Alright, upper is going to be 08318, 08318. Lower is going to be 08320, 08320. And 7388 boy, you got beat 1222 headed over there.
O'clock. 83 boy.
At it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay, things people love.
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station, News Radio 105.9 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
5:30, good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Lisa Fielding. Here are the top stories on News Radio, WBBM.
I'm Mallory Vorbroker. Local leaders recommit themselves to living a life of service during an MLK Day event downtown.
An Indiana judge and his wife recovering after being shot in their home over the weekend. Another death reported at a Texas immigration detention facility. Plus, President Trump sends a letter to his Norwegian counterpart saying a Nobel Prize snub is reason for ramping up efforts to seize Greenland. Sports, Hawks take on the Jets at the UC tonight. Markets closed in observance of the MLK Junior Day. 5 degrees right now. Look for a low tonight of 3. The news continues at 5:31, sponsored by Wintrust. Well, on this MLK Day, Chicago organizations are hosting their own events to celebrate, including the Rainbow Push Coalition. WBBM's Mallory Vorbroker reports on the 36th annual reception.
Several dozen elected officials joined community leaders at the Fairmont Hotel downtown to celebrate the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. with the Rainbow Push Coalition's MLK annual breakfast. During a press conference, local leaders spoke out against the Trump administration's agenda, including Congresswoman Tammy Duckworth.
They took money that we had set aside to get rid of lead on our drinking water supply, and they put it to use funding ICE, to give ICE $50,000, $100,000 signing bonuses for these guys to go out there and brutalize Americans on the streets of our city.
Son of civil rights icon and founder of Rainbow Push, Reverend Jesse Jackson, Congressman Jonathan Jackson spoke at the event.
I ask you now, not simply to come for a day of service, but to live like Reverend Martin Luther King, live like my father, Reverend Jesse Jackson, rededicate your life to service.
Journalist Don Lemon headlined the event with Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson speaking. Mallory Vorbroker, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
A Central Indiana judge and his wife recovering after gunmen opened fire inside their home.
Tippecanoe County Superior Court Judge Stephen Meyer and his wife Kimberly were shot Sunday afternoon at their Lafayette home. Police say they rushed to the house after neighbors reported hearing shots just after 2:15 in the afternoon. Judge Meyer was hit in the arm and his wife in the hip, both now in stable condition at a hospital. Indiana Supreme Court Chief Justice Loretta Rush called the attack completely unacceptable and has alerted judges statewide about security precautions. Lafayette police, state troopers, and the FBI are now working the case. No suspect has been identified. Sarah Herrera, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Across the country, there's a growing fear of large deployments of immigration agents amid operations in Minneapolis. Catherine Merck with CBS 58 Milwaukee reports on what's happening in Wisconsin.
With a large ICE presence in neighboring Minnesota, some people believe it's just a matter of time before that same activity makes its way to Milwaukee. At 54th and Oklahoma in Milwaukee, a nonprofit is seeing these concerns firsthand.
That's the way I like it, Georgia.
On Milwaukee's south side, Michaela Ray Arts created the organization Live, Laugh, Loaves, MKE. Even on freezing cold days like Sunday, the nonprofit aims to support families facing food insecurity.
Comes as Milwaukee's police chief announced that ICE is continuously operating in the city at the Wisconsin Homeland Security Council meeting last week. Well, speaking of ICE, another death in custody has been recorded at a federal immigration detention center in El Paso, Texas.
A statement from Immigration and Customs Enforcement says 36-year-old Victor Manuel Diaz was found dead in his room in an apparent suicide on January 14th. Diaz, an immigrant from Nicaragua, was detained in Minnesota on January 6th. Minnesota's Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan is asking for a transparent investigation into what happened to him. Diaz died at the same facility where another detainee, Geraldo Lunas Campos, died on January 2nd. ICE says staff members were trying to prevent Campos from killing himself, but another detainee says Campos died as he was being restrained with at least one guard squeezing an arm around his neck. The El Paso County Medical Examiner's Office says a preliminary investigation found Campos's death of asphyxia from chest and neck compression would likely be ruled a homicide. ICE says the official cause of Diaz's death remains under investigation. I'm Jennifer King.
President Trump sent a message about Greenland to Norway's leader.
President Trump linked his aggressive stance on Greenland to last year's decision not to award him the Nobel Peace Prize, telling Norway's prime minister he no longer felt an obligation to think purely of peace. At the Davos Forum in Switzerland, Treasury Secretary Scott Bassett responded.
I think it's complete canard that the president will be doing this because of the Nobel Prize. The president is looking at Greenland as a strategic asset for the United States. We are not going to outsource our hemispheric security to anyone else.
The president's message was to Norway's Prime Minister, Jonas Gahr Støre. He said the president is very preoccupied with the Nobel Peace Prize, and I've explained to him many times that it's an award given by a Norwegian committee, not the Norwegian government. Støre also said focusing on the Peace Prize is not a bad thing. They are interested in doing something that qualifies them for an award that's about peace. I'm Ed Donahue.
Meanwhile, the president says he has big plans while in Switzerland this week for the World Economic Summit.
According to a U.S. official, the president wants to have a signing ceremony in Davos on Thursday for his Board of Peace. While the board was created to oversee the next phase of the Gaza peace plan, he thinks it should be more than that, and is said to be contemplating whether it could be a rival to the UN. It's still unclear how many nations have been invited to be on the board, but France has said it will not join at this stage, citing concerns over UN principles and structure. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
More than 100 Christians have been kidnapped in Nigeria.
Armed gangs stormed 2 churches in northern Nigeria as Sunday services were underway. The UN says more than 100 worshipers were abducted. A regional Christian leader puts the number at 172, though he says 9 were later able to escape. It's the latest in a wave of kidnappings targeting both Christians and Muslims in Nigeria. Most are released after a ransom is paid. Vicky Barker, CBS News.
Consider it done with ABC. Our family's been available.
That's bad over there in Nigeria. I think Trump sent some missiles over there in, I don't know if it was in December or November. Excuse me. Sorry. Oh, I must be allergic to something. But yeah, they're really attacking Christians in Nigeria. And I think Trump killed some ISIS people there. I don't know if anybody caught that report. We put it up about 3 or 4 weeks ago. There's a lot of stuff happening. I don't know what this is with this Nobel Prize. I mean, if that's true, I mean, I don't know, man. Is he old? Or what's wrong with the guy, man? If he's actually sending notices out, really, that he's doing this because of a Nobel Prize, I'll be honest, that's a removal thing there, man. Yeah, here, I'm going to pull over one more time. If Trump sends a letter to Norway or Denmark, whatever the hell owns Greenland, and says, oh, you got to give me the Nobel Prize, that's why I'm going to invade you, yeah, he should be removed from office for that. Ain't that why they did the Zelensky thing? You know, he's got a thing with Zelensky. That's where the Russiagate happened, right? Because he called Zelensky, said, I want to get some money from you. Don't you remember that? That's the James Comeys and all of that. And now we got another one coming. I'm going to check out what they're talking about. I'll post it on the internet. But if it's true, man, you shouldn't be doing that stuff, man. That's just idiotic stuff. I don't know what that means, but that's pretty silly, man. It's my view.
roads with Neil Fiorito.
All right, Lisa, no trouble spots. Our highest travel time on the inbound Eisenhower, 57 to drive into downtown from 90, 35 in from Manheim. Traffic is heavy from North Avenue to the Tri-State and then from Manheim to past Harlem. If you're leaving downtown and you need the outbound side of 290, you're free to go. No delays. Good all the way out to the Jane Addams Tollway. On the Edens coming inbound and back up approaching the Kennedy. Otherwise, you're looking good on the outbound side. On the Kennedy end, 42 minutes and 22 out to O'Hare. Stevenson inbound, traffic passing LaGrange Road to First Avenue and some brake lights approaching the Dan Ryan. About 30 in from 355. That's a 5-minute delay. The outbound side of the Stevenson moves well. On the Dan Ryan, you are looking good to and from the merge. On I-57, you're clear. Bishop Ford inbound, just a little slow around Stony Island. Route 394 moves well in the south suburbs. Along the lakefront, DuSable Lakeshore Drive delays right around Chicago Avenue because of the stoplight. The tollways are in really good shape today. There is one delay southbound past Cermak to Ogden. In the northwest suburbs, you are clear on Route 53. Same in the southwest suburbs on I-80. No traffic there. 8094 eastbound, just slowing in spots between Klein and Broadway. From the Metro Traffic Center, your next report's at 548. News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
WBBM AccuWeather. It's going to be brisk and frigid as we head through tonight. Some clouds around early, then it will turn out mainly clear. Tonight's low around 3 degrees. AccuWeather real field temperatures 10 to 20 below much of the time. Not quite as harsh by tomorrow afternoon. Sunshine will mix with clouds, a high of 22. We will see a period of snow tomorrow night into early Wednesday, which could accumulate 1 to perhaps 2 inches and result in some slow and slippery travel. Temperatures steady or slowly rising through the 20s tomorrow night, then mostly cloudy later Wednesday, high 27. 5 degrees at O'Hare right now, 6 at Midway, 6 in Lincoln Square, 7 at the lakefront, going down to 3 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson.
It is 5:40. Police are investigating an armed robbery at a jewelry store in Chicago's Little India district last night.
Police say they're looking for a group of roughly 6 people who targeted a jewelry store near Devon and Tallman in West Rogers Park. Shortly before 7:30 p.m., the suspects forced their way into the store armed with a handgun. Police say the robbers took jewelry from display cases before driving off in 2 SUVs, one white and the other black. No one was injured and no one is in custody. Carolina Garibay, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Well, as the country readies to observe its 250th birthday, Americans are being encouraged to volunteer in their communities.
Rosie Rios, a former U.S. treasurer, chairs America 250.
What better way to mark this historic milestone than by making a meaningful impact?
Individuals, families, organizations can all submit their volunteer hours to the national total and win a chance to decide where $1 million of charitable donations will go.
We are engaging businesses, nonprofits, schools, faith-based organizations. We created a portal on our website at America250.org.
The goal for America's birthday.
Make 2026 the largest year of volunteer hours ever recorded.
Michael Toscano, CBS News, Washington.
GLP-1 drugs aren't just popular with people looking to lose weight. They're now all the rage with thieves as well.
Police in Bensalem, Pennsylvania arrested 3 men who had driven from New York City to rob a pharmacy of a $16,000 shipment of Manjaro, Ozempic, and Trulicity. Pharmacist Jagar Patel.
These are $1,000 drugs, so anyone that's not easily accessible paying for it, this is the alternate route about it.
Bensalem Public Safety Director William McVeigh says pharmacy employees have been getting strange phone calls asking about delivery details.
Don't keep your head buried on a phone. Make sure the parking lot's clear before you're accepting $16,000 worth of product or more.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
At the editor's desk today is Patrick Rushman, and later Ada Jagannathan, our writer Cecilia Fragakis, our assistant producers Cosme Cruz and Eric Berlin.
08395. 08395.
7388 boy.
88 boy.
1222 is going to follow ambulance 45 to the hospital.
Okay, that's for that is 0820808.
Okay, 19 falls. All right.
Hey, Mariana, you want to give me a call and talk about your chili recipe or what? You want to get on or not? Why don't you give me a call? Call my number. You got it? Get on for a few minutes. Let's talk about chili. You guys got to get me off of my, whatever. Sometimes I get a little, whatever talking. I really don't like corruption for some reason. Today, the corruption stuff really hit me bad. I'm really upset at the police. And I get that way, and I need to be pulled back a little bit. If you want to, give me a call, Marietta, if you want to get on the show. Or you want me to give you a call? Why don't I give you a call? Let's see how this works out. You want to get on or not and talk about your chili recipe? Let's see. You want to get on or not, Marietta? I'll give you a call. You want me to give you a call or not? If you don't want to get on, just hang up. How about that? We'll see you.
Hello.
Hey, Marietta, it's John Kugler.
How you doing?
Hey, why don't you tell us about your chili recipe before you eat it? Are you eating dinner already?
Not yet. I already made it.
That's right. Why don't you tell us what you made and how you made it? Tell us the good recipe there you got, if you want to.
I just put 2 cans of beans. I put some more beans in it. You use red beans you like. Then I saute the onion, ground green pepper with my seasonings. Then I put ground turkey in it, brown it up. Then I put a tomato sauce. Then I combine everything together, then stir it up, then heat up a little longer. Yeah, that's it. Simple.
Oh, so you don't use beef, you use turkey meat?
Yeah.
Do you brown the meat or is it already cooked?
Yeah, I brown the meat.
Do you brown the meat with the onions a little bit or not?
Yeah, I do that, yeah.
What do you use? Do you use butter or do you use oil?
Olive oil.
Oh, wait. So you're using turkey meat, olive oil. What are you, some health person here? That's all healthy food, it sounds like.
right, because it's right. We healthy here. We have to eat healthy.
Wow, you guys got.
I start sometime, but I eat healthy.
Because now I gotta pull over. Because not only am I hungry, I'm hearing that I just stopped. I had to pull over because I was driving, and I said, "Okay, wait up," because I'm talking to you now. I gotta stop. So you're healthy, and you're making me hungry. Healthy and hungry. Healthy. By the way, everybody, this is Marietta Jane. She's one of She's not a follower. She's a contributor. She contributes to SubX.News. She has her own page. She does a lot of cooking, and we're thinking about doing some stuff in the years, and that's why I call her, because she does all these recipes. And think about it, and just some simple changes, right, Marietta? It isn't like you're changing the recipe. You're just changing some ingredients, right?
Right. That's it. Yep.
So, and you're not changing how long does it take you to cook this recipe?
Well, I say it's about 30 minutes to an hour. It don't take that long.
And this is all made at home. You're not buying anything from the store or anything. And a few cans. You're not making everything from scratch. You're just making it at home to save some money, right?
Exactly. But you can buy dry beans and do it like that too.
Oh, okay.
It's the same way.
Is there any, do you prefer any brands or any cans or anything like that, or you just doesn't matter to you? Whatever's on sale.
Whatever's on sale, you gotta do whatever's on sale, yeah.
Where do you go to? What stores do you go? Do you go Jewel, Dominic's? Do you go to Marietta's or Aldi's?
Aldi's.
Oh, my favorite store, Aldi's.
Oh, my favorite store too. Yeah, my favorite store too.
You can't take over my favorite store, all right? You know what I love? You know what I love from Aldi's? My favorite. If I go to Aldi's for anything and I buy stuff, I always get, what do you call those Nutter Butter bars? You know which ones?
Oh yeah, those are good with some milk. Yeah, those are good.
With the milk, yeah. with a fresh cup of milk. Oh my gosh, it's so delicious, right?
Yeah. You going way back with me with that one. That's going way back. Yeah.
So what else you had?
Yeah, going way back.
What do you have with your chili?
Yeah.
Do you put cheese in it? Do you have crackers with it?
Crackers.
Oh man. Crackers and chili. Now you're talking a great dinner with some good.
The only thing missing with my sour cream. My sour cream missing with.
Oh. And now you're making my mouth water, Marietta. Yeah. I love you, but you're mean sometimes with your recipe. Hey, how was your weekend? Did you have a good weekend or what?
Saturday I went to a funeral because somebody passed away out of church. So Saturday I went to a funeral. Yesterday I went to church.
My condolences for your passing. And what was the sermon about at church? Anything good? Was it about Martin Luther King and stuff?
Divine favor.
What does that mean? I don't know. You know more church stuff. You know more church than me.
Divine favor means promotion, more promotion, opportunities, stuff like that is coming for you in your life. That's what that means.
I don't know. I don't even know what that means. So divine favor, what do you mean? That God takes care of us, or what do you mean?
Yeah, he takes care of it, but I'm saying while we're here on earth, you'll get more promotions and stuff like that. Opportunities.
So divine favor, so that means God is going to take care of us in ways that we don't know, right?
Exactly. When money, you don't have no money, the money is coming to you. That's what that means.
And that means when we're hungry, we listen to a favorite recipe with turkey meat and some onions, and we can smell the olive oil, and I can smell that, and then you have some nice crispy saltines with that, and watch a little TV and stay warm, right?
Yeah. You need smell-o-vision. That's what you need. Smell-o-vision.
That's what I'm saying. So do you guys eat dinner together at the table, or do you guys watch TV? Which one do you guys do? You guys just
watch TV.
Oh man, you got any favorite shows tonight or what?
Cause today is Martin Luther King Day. I'm watching Moesha. It's a Moesha marathon.
What a Moesha marathon?
Yeah.
There we go. That's cool. See, I think we need to talk about that more, of what we do to celebrate each other, to celebrate people that have been in our lives. And I'd like that.
Yeah.
You're having a home-cooked meal of chili with some good saltines. And to celebrate Martin Luther King Day, you're doing a Moesha marathon with your loved ones in your house. And you're just staying warm. And you're building your family. You're building with your family. Yeah. You see what I mean? I don't think people think... I don't know. So what about yesterday's game? Did you go up and down? And
that made me mad. That made me mad.
That last throw? The last interception?
That hurt me so bad. That hurt me so bad. Just want to go inside the TV and that hurt me yesterday. That hurt me.
Yeah, but they did good. We have to admit.
Yeah.
It made us feel. Didn't it make you feel good that they kept trying at the end and they evened it up, and that crazy throw he made? It was all good, and yeah, he made a mistake there or whatever, but they did a good. I'm proud of the team, and I'm proud they kept trying. It was a cold day, so I'm proud of that. I wish they would have won, but I'm proud of them. You know what I mean?
That's okay. That's okay. Like somebody told me, it's okay. I'm proud that they did what they did, but you just gotta look forward for next year. That's all.
Yeah, you gotta keep going. Hey, I appreciate you picking up the phone, and I'm kind of mad because I'm smelling the chili through the phone. If everybody wants to see Marietta James's page, just go to her page. Marietta, she's a regular Chicagoan, a simple person. She does some cool stuff. And she's just like me and you guys. She's just a regular person living in the city, doing what she can to survive. There ain't nothing special about her. She's just like me. We just doing our thing to make it. What we do is try to talk about what we do in real life. You know what I mean? And that's all we do. Yeah. Right, Marietta? It's like, everybody tries to be these TikTok and all of this stuff. But you know what? Why don't we just be regular people and help each other out? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's what we need to do. And when the live, I'm going to call you, okay?
All right, take it easy, Marietta. Thank you for picking up my call, and thank you for sharing your recipe about turkey chili, all right? Appreciate you. Have a good dinner, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate that.
No, thank you for picking up the phone. I always appreciate you, Marietta. And have a good time watching Moesha. Take it
Get you, I see you.
Take it easy, sister. I love you. Appreciate you, okay?
All right, be safe. Be safe. I know the car's there, so be safe.
All right, I'm going to be out for a few more minutes, and I'm going home being with my family, too. Because you got me going now. I want to be with my family now after I talk to you. You're a great example to me. Yeah, you always appreciate you, okay? Take it easy.
Yeah,
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
There we go. Marietta James. She's a good person, always home cooking, trying to do what's right by her family. I think that's what I want to do this year. And I know I do a little crazy stuff, but I really want to focus on what we can do to be better, how we can help each other out. I mean, even like that Bears game, right? How can we keep going, even though we don't get everything? Wow, they got rid of the tents here. Look at that. It's gone. That's the story today, right? The tents are gone here, right? So something happened here, right? So the tents are gone. Finally, there's no one here. I don't know what happened to them. I know we were just talking to them last week, weren't we? It's 5:54 p.m., January 19th, 2026. The tents are all gone here over on Rubel Street, right before Roosevelt. You see that? Everything is gone. It's all cleaned up, it seems like. There you go. And we were just talking to these guys last week that we're going to try to figure out, maybe get them some propane. But it looks like they even graded it or something like that. You see all the rocks turned up or something? They look like they pulled a tractor through there. You see that there? See how it's uneven? There used to be a whole bunch of tents here. This was the tent city that used to be over there on Roosevelt. They moved to tent city for the Democratic National Convention, and look at what they did here. You can see all the truck. Somebody went there with a tractor or a truck there. You see that there? Look at that. See that there? They like tore up the dirt, so they can't come back. Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna go over to the Canal Port area and ask them what happened here. Looks like they pulled a tractor through there. See that? They got all kinds of signs there. So they're cleaning out these encampments here. They look like they did something really intentional here. 5:55 p.m., January 19th, 2026. So on Martin Luther King Day, we're showing you that the city somehow tore up the ground here and chased anybody out. And I'm going to go talk to the guy and see if they got them the hotel rooms or something. I'll ask this guy, where did everybody go if they went down the road over there, right? So that's pretty wild there, right? I'll go over to Canal Port and ask this guy. Where did everybody? Hey, where did everybody? Hey, where did everybody go? The Canal Port? Down
up under the underpass.
Over there? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go talk to them. What they do? Pull a tractor over there and tear up the road?
Basically.
Oh, that's some nasty stuff, ain't it?
It is, brother.
It is. Be safe, my brother. See that? He told us what happened, right? That's what happens. They don't fool around. So you just heard it here, right? The city tore up the ground over here on Rubel Street, south of Roosevelt, to get rid of the homeless encampment. And they moved the guys down to underneath Canal Port. 5:55 p.m., January 19th, 2026. So instead of helping, they use that kind of tactics, right? And you can say, well, John, isn't that what you want? Well, look, this is what I want. I want things to be corrected. And if you're saying you're progressive, then why are you using why are you using that kind of a tactic, right? Why are you using tactics that harm and cause trauma rather than, and I don't know the whole story here, but it's clear. I seen it immediately. I said they tore up the ground, so they can't use it anymore, right? Right, and I'm gonna call this post-trauma, not treatment. So they tear up the ground so they can't be there anymore, right? And we're gonna pull over here because I'm posting this video, right? We're gonna go over here so it's a little bit safer, right? This is the highway. You know where we're at. We're by Jim's, right? Famous Polish. We're not gonna get one because I got food at home still. You guys seen it right here. SubX.News. We're the only one doing this type of reporting, right? It's this in the news. 6 o'clock.
White Sox taking on Winnipeg at the UC tonight. Markets closed for the holiday. Breezy and cold, frigid tonight. A low in the single digits, a low around 3. Not as harsh tomorrow with a high of 22. Could get another round of snow tomorrow night. It's 4 at 6 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Arctic cold has hit the Midwest, and some portions are also getting heavy snow. In West Michigan, both directions of I-196 have reopened after almost a dozen reported injuries in a massive pileup north of Kalamazoo earlier today. This driver took a cell phone video after swerving into the median to avoid hitting damaged cars and trucks.
I seen it way ahead, and I had to go out. I went off the edge. Yeah, about 100 cars. Right. Between Hudsonville and Zeeland, folks. Stay off the highway.
North American Aerospace Defense Command aircraft will soon arrive at a base in Greenland. Along with aircraft operating from bases in the continental U.S. and Canada, they will support various long-planned NORAD activities. CBS's Charlie D'Agata.
The United States and the Trump administration wants to find some way to strong-arm European partners into some sort of deal. Well, that is where it becomes serious. There's already been an impact on European markets, which will have an impact, and that is going to cause strain between European partners and the United States.
Feds are appealing a ruling by a federal judge who says that immigration officers in Minnesota cannot detain or tear gas peaceful protesters, including if they are observing agents. Loyola Law professor Lori Levinson.
They'll first start with the Court of Appeals. If necessary, might go up to the Supreme Court. But right now, there is a lengthy order, 83 pages, by a lower court judge who makes it really clear why, based upon the facts of what's happening actually in Minneapolis right now, there should be such limitations.
Government attorneys have argued that the officers are acting within their legal authority. College football gets a new champion tonight as the top-ranked and undefeated University of Indiana Hoosiers are taking on the University of Miami. This Hurricanes fan is among the many at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens.
We're the smallest school, but have the largest fan. And you always get that joke. You didn't even go to the U. Yeah, because we're different. We're community.
Italian designer Valentino Garavani has died.
The Valentino Foundation announced the death of Italy's iconic designer at the age of 93 at his home in Rome. In a statement, the foundation said that Valentino Garavani was not only a constant guide and inspiration for all of us, but a true source of light, creativity, and vision. His funeral will be held at a famous church in central Rome after his body lies in state at the Valentino Foundation for 2 days. Sabina Castelfranco, CBS News, Rome.
This is CBS News. Follow and listen to the official 48 Hours After Show post-mortem on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Every neighborhood has its own story, and at Grandview Homes, we know them all. I'm Tom Detlich, and since 2009, we've bought thousands of properties right here in the communities we are proud to call our home. We understand the unique nuances of your area and how to make selling your home as smooth as possible. Whether you're moving in the busy spring and summer months or looking for a fresh start any time of the year, we're here for you. Here's how we can help. One of our experts will visit your home and give you a fair offer in as little as 24 hours. We work on your timeline next week or next month. Just pack what you want and we'll take care of the rest. It's as simple as that. As local experts and trusted neighbors, it's in our best interest to look out for your best interest. Whether you have a family home, condo, or rental property in Chicagoland, we're here to help you sell confidently and on your timeline. Grandview Homes, the fastest and easiest way to sell your home. Get your no-obligation offer at grandviewhomes.com today.
Love. Prince Harry's latest legal battle against the British tabloids has opened in a London courtroom.
I'm Vicky Barker at the Foreign Desk. Prince Harry has joined Elton John, Liz Hurley, and 3 other high-profile figures in suing the publisher of the Daily Mail for phone hacking and other breaches of privacy. 2 other tabloids admitted guilt and paid out damages in their trials, but the Mail vehemently denies all the accusations, which it calls preposterous. Vicky Barker, CBS News.
Director James Cameron's Avatar Fire and Ash continues to dominate the North American box office, topping charts for the 5th weekend with just over $13 million in sales. 28 years later, The Bone Temple secured 2nd place. Zootopia 2 became the highest-grossing Animated Motion Picture Association release ever. The Housemaid and Marty Supreme rounded out the top 5. Lord of the Rings re-releases also performed well, landing in the top 10. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station, News Radio 105.9 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
6:05, Monday, the 19th day of January. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Lisa Fielding. We have 4 degrees at O'Hare, 2 in Aurora. It's going to be a frigid night, a low of 3. Not as harsh tomorrow with highs in the 20s. We'll have a little bit of a respite, but then get a lot colder by next weekend. The AccuWeather 5-day forecast coming up at 6:15. But first, our top story, Chicagoans across the city celebrating Martin Luther King Day today as a holiday dedicated to giving back. WBBM's Brandon Eisen has details on what a Northside nonprofit was doing today.
For the MLK Day of Service, Cradles to Crayons Executive Director Don Melchiori speaks with us as dozens of young people having the day off from school sort through donated items that will go to people less fortunate, in particular winter clothing.
And that's really what Dr. King talked about, is how do we serve our communities? How do we serve someone who might not have all of the privileges that we might have? And teaching that to kids very early. So you'll walk around here and you'll see kids as young as 5 and teenagers.
One of the young volunteers, Emily Siegel, shares what's going through her head as she sorts through clothing for girls her age and even younger.
I think that a little girl will probably pick it up and feel happy that she has this top, or instead of having nothing. You know?
The winter outfits assembled at Cradles to Crayons during the MLK Day of Service will be distributed to families at no cost through C2C's.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So what is what we're going to do? I'm going to videotape what I'm about to say so I can send the videotape of what I'm talking to Ion Farmington. We're going to videotape what I say to this person so we forward this to the FBI. Because you're now messing with my company and you're lying about my company. You got that? I own Farmington. So let's read this out loud to everybody here, right? Ion Farmington is now posting on our live feed video of SubX.News, a privately owned news aggregate. We're a private owned company in the south side of Chicago. Ion Farmington says, always creeping around black folks' neighborhood. We're actually haven't been in any black neighborhood today. 0 black neighborhood. So now we know that this is an intentional falsehood said against us. And right now, if you heard on the news, you can sue people for intentional falsehoods on the internet. So this person's intentionally creating a false impression and a false fact. We have not been in any black neighborhoods today. 0 black neighborhoods. We haven't been in any black neighborhoods. But yet there's an internet Facebook page that's spelled ION Farmington, FARMINGTON, and it's got a NFL logo on it, right? And it's saying always creeping around black folks' neighborhood. We haven't been in any black neighborhoods today. So it shows you that's an intentional harm they want to inflict on a private business. So that's why I'm videotaping this. And I'm not only videotaping, I'm videotaping it right there. See that there? I'm videotaping so I have a record of it. So then I can forward that to the Federal Bureau of Investigation of why, who, and why this person would create a false fact and a false narrative during a live feed of a private company of SubX.News. Why they would do that. So that's what we're going to do with I Own Farrington, whatever your name is. Thanks, I appreciate you posting that. Because we want to figure out who these people are. Why they do this cyber terrorism against our society. That's the person who's harming the black people. Farmington is harming the black people. You got that? You know why? Because they want crime in the neighborhood. You got that? That's why. That's why. There we go. All right, ready to keep moving?
News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Thank you, Lisa. Tonight, breezy and frigid, a low of 3. Sun and clouds tomorrow, not as harsh with a high of 22. Could get a period of rain tomorrow night into early Wednesday. Temperatures steady or slowly rising through the 20s tomorrow night. 27 on Wednesday, but getting colder again by the weekend. Friday right now looks like a high of 0 to 3 below. Wow, we'll keep our eyes on that as we get toward the next weekend. It's 4 above at O'Hare right now, only 2 in Aurora, 4 in Wheeling, 6 Lakefront. It is 6:10.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love. You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable Scent Boosters to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk. Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a bosses. Let's talk business in my office. Add new Unstoppable Beads to your wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
It is 6:11. A Joliet woman is behind bars after a violent encounter with police that left one other officer injured.
It was over entry rules of a bar, and police say 26-year-old Amari Baker wasn't having it when she was asked to leave. It happened after 1:30 a.m. Sunday. Police say when officers tried to escort her out, she became aggressive, hitting and kicking them repeatedly. One officer was treated on scene for minor injuries. Baker allegedly grabbed at officers' equipment and continued resisting in the squad car and during booking. She now faces multiple felony charges and is in the Will County Adult Detention Facility. Sarah Herrera, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Valentine's Day just around the corner. Officials are reminding residents to be alert for sweetheart scams. In each incident, scammers create fake online personas and form relationships with people. Over time, the fraudsters build trust and an emotional attachment before fabricating an urgent reason to request money, gift cards, cryptocurrency, or wire transfers. Illinois sheriffs warn that scammers often avoid video calls, refuse to meet in person, request keeping the relationship secret, and quickly express strong emotions. The Paramount Theater in Aurora releasing its lineup for the year.
The 15th Broadway series includes favorites like the musical Mean Girls, premiering in August, and a new reimagined version of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol for the holiday season. Stephen Sondheim's Pulitzer and Tony Award-winning show Sunday in the Park with George will run from February 10th to March 28th of 2027. And the Paramount's 15th season finale will be Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat from April to June of 2027. Single tickets go on sale June 15th. Carolina Garibay, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
It's 6:13.
Chicago isn't just a city, it's a stage. From the latest theater premieres and music festivals to food that defines our neighborhoods and art that inspires the world, our newsroom brings you the stories that make Chicago one of a kind. Listen every day. News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
So this is where they moved the guys from the highway over there, from Rubel Street, right?
The IRS has more power than any collection agency in America. Often without warning, they can garnish your wages, levy your bank account, place a lien on your home, seize assets like your business, and revoke your passport. Every year, thousands lose their paychecks overnight or have their assets seized because they waited too long. You don't have to face the IRS alone. Call Federated Tax today. We'll connect you with an experienced tax professional who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. You may qualify for IRS hardship programs like the Fresh Start Initiative or many other programs that can stop garnishment.
SubX.News on the spot reporting. It's 6:13 p.m., January 19th, 2026, MLK Day. There you go. They gave them new tents here. You see that there? That's what happened. Somebody just gave these guys all new tents. They didn't give them housing, they gave them new tents. Those are all brand new tents. If you look at my videos, those aren't. And they gave them tarps too. You see that there? Those are all brand new tents. So instead of focusing on getting these guys housing, somebody's focusing on getting them new tents. You see that there? That's what that is. There, those are all brand new tents. They got rid of them from over on the highway. See that? Those are all brand new tents there, man. Every one of those is a brand new tent. See that there? See that there? There you go, man. They got them all new tents, man. I seen they just pushed you guys out of the highway over there by Rubel, right? Yeah. What's up, brother? And they just gave you guys all these new tents, right?
Yeah.
I just seen that. And they tore up the ground. Did you see that? They had a tractor over there. They tore up the dirt.
Yeah.
With a tractor, right? That's some nasty shit I just posted. That's not cool.
I ain't cool, but
and that's intentional.
I know.
They should have put you guys inside, not just do this.
Yeah. What's going on with you?
Oh, nothing. I'm trying to get you guys those propane tanks. That's what I'm trying to do.
Can I get some propane tanks?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to. Yeah, we're trying to work on that, right? I'm trying to get you a bunch, all right?
He definitely needs it.
All right, that's all right. I'm John from SubX.News. I've been covering this for a long time, so yeah, we got to do something about it. You need the small tanks and the big ones, right? Yeah. All right, we'll try to work on that for you. Good seeing you, my brother. The other guy's over on Roosevelt trying to get some money for you guys, all right? All right, be safe, all right? Be safe, all right?
Right.
Good seeing you guys. So you see that, right? That was intentional. They removed the encampment from over there and they moved it over here. You see that there? See that there? They did that and they give them all new tents here. So somebody intentional. What's up, bro? What's up? What's up?
I got 2 bottles, nice bottle of wine. 2 wine.
I don't drink
anymore. I know you probably know somebody. In my situation, move around, need some transportation. I'm fucked up. I didn't want to sit, but I want to sell it. Got you.
I don't know if I got any. I usually don't carry money with me.
Want me to show you? You want to look at it? Alright, look, man. I'll be here. Freeze my ass. Freeze like head. Looks like the goddamn bear fucked up.
You take care of yourself.
7-7 now.
Hey, look, I want to still do that movie, but you know what happened to me? Somebody said they were going to kill me over there at the chocolate factory.
What? Oh,
remember I was talking about making the movie?
That's Venezuela?
Yeah, those motherfuckers.
I know. They got to know you anyway.
They said they were going to kill me down there, and they called some dude. They came by and said I had a gun. He's going to shoot me. That's why, remember, I was going to do the video.
I know,
that's why I stopped that.
I know.
My other documentary maker, do you remember the guy made a documentary here? Yeah, he's calling me what happened. I said they tried to kill me, so I'm not going to get shot for
if you let me know.
My brother, dude, you take care of yourself. You know what I mean? I'm not that way, dude.
Right.
We take care of each other, but I'm not going to put you into my mess.
Well, they do that.
I'm not putting you in my mess, my brother.
All right.
You got it? You know what I mean, right?
I got you.
I got you, my brother, okay? Take care of each other, all right? Take care of each other. There you go, right? That's what you got out here. Intentional harm to the homeless. Right, there you go. They didn't get these guys a warm place. They gave them tents. That's what you're watching here. That's what I know Farmington don't want to show you. He's either a drug dealer, a criminal or part of the people who give these tents out here. They're intentionally harming the homeless. They want people to be homeless. They want them to be in trouble. You see, the guy ain't giving me no trouble. He said, "Do you want me to go get the guy who threatened you?" And what did he tell you? It's the Venezuelans that threatened me. Didn't you hear what he just said? I told you those Venezuelans are the runners. They're the ones who called the guy to shoot me over at the chocolate factory. You know which one I'm talking about, right? Yeah, there you go. SubX.News. We're the only people on the street doing this type of reporting. You understand that? That's why I know Farmington threatened me tonight, saying I'm in the black neighborhoods. I haven't been in one black neighborhood tonight at all. Zero. He's the criminal. That's your drug dealer. That's the guy who takes advantage of the homeless people. That's the guy who takes advantage of the Venezuelans. That's the guy who gives drugs to your children. You got that? That's the guy. ION Farmington. That's your enemy. You understand that? He's probably paid by the teachers union. Or she. We don't ever know, will we? Oh man, look at all this stuff out here. There's something going on out here. Who knows what's going on out here? We're gonna keep moving here. Keep the video rolling. How about that? Look at this. I don't even know what's going on out here. Now we're at 23rd and Halstead, man. Look at this. Oh wow, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Look at that. I don't know what the hell this is. What is this? I don't know. I have no idea what this is. You guys okay or what? What is this? Oh, there's a fire alarm or something going on. That's what it is. There's some fire alarm going on. That's what it is. It's a fire alarm. All right, it's a fire alarm. That's what it is. It's a fire alarm. Got that? So I'm gonna show you who Iona Farmington is. Got that? You want to know who's the guy who told me that I'm going around? I know Farmington is that guy. Those guys. Those guys who sell drugs to the homeless people. You got that? They're not the guy that I just talked to. They're not connected to these guys. They're connected to the drug network that don't want the information out here, right? There you go. They're right in front of that. The guys that run those tents, they are your enemies. You got that? They're your enemies. We're gonna wait and see what's going on with this shelter here, okay? You guys okay or what? Just somebody pulled the fire alarm, right? That's good. SubX.News. I cover the news all around here, so. Huh? Just pulled the fire alarm, right? You guys hope you guys are.
What you got?
Huh?
You working?
I'm SubX.News. I cover the news all around here.
Oh, yeah?
I do crime chasing, yeah. I was just covering, they just tore up this Plains Ruble area where the tents were along the highway. They tore up, they used a tractor to tear the dirt up over there. So you can't have a tent there no more. And they just gave a bunch of new tents on Canalport. They're some nasty stuff, man. Instead of getting people houses, they just give them new tents. What the fuck is that? Oh, I'm sorry to say this shit. I don't mean to swear. Why are you doing that stuff, man, right?
You got a candy?
No, I ain't got nothing, man. Sorry about it.
You got a candy?
No, I don't have nothing. I just got my stuff, man.
Oh, that's cool then.
I appreciate it. My name is John, SubX.News, all right? I don't got nothing here. I was ready to go home because I usually am done by now, and then this just happened, right? Canalport has new tents instead of getting them in the houses, and now 23rd and Halls has got some fire alarm over here. You guys be safe. 6:22 p.m. January 19th, 2026. 23rd and Halstead, shelter over here had some kind of fire alarm pulled, or we don't know if it's a fire drill or somebody pulled the alarm. But they got everybody out, and it looks like it's safe. So this is 23rd and Halstead, homeless shelter, man and woman shelter. It's open 24/7. I don't know what I'm saying. It looks like you guys are doing a better job than the people working.
Exactly. You know that?
They probably never went to a CPS school, never had a fire drill.
I promise you they haven't. And I'm gonna say this.
You know what I'm talking about?
Look, I'm gonna say this, and you can write this down.
Well, you ain't on camera, but you can say whatever you want if you come close.
Like this here.
Go ahead, you can come closer. Go ahead, say what you want.
Security officers here are so full of shit. They got people taking off their coats. And I know security rules, the good, the do's and the don'ts. They got people taking off their coats, checking people's wallets, and making people take off their coats, checking their coat, touching them, taking their stuff they come in with, throwing it away, talking crazy, cussing them at them at every day, all day.
You can't be checking somebody's wallet. That's illegal.
That's what I'm saying. I know that.
That's what ICE is doing, shit. Some motherfuckers talking about anti-ICE.
And police can't even do that. You got a warrant.
You can't go through somebody's wallet.
And then they come in with any type of food, they make them throw it away, or they can't come in. Every day.
You can't go through some motherfucker's wallet.
Yeah, and they talk
That's
crazy.
illegal. That's search and seizure.
Man, they go through his shit. They go through the shit.
See, you've been to CPS. You learned the rules, just like a fire drill, right?
Yeah.
I seen the guys. I don't see any security officers doing anything to controlling traffic.
It's a fire, and that's it. That's it. You know, they don't even do their job. They should do.
They need to hire you to run this.
They should, cause my brother's a cop. I ain't gonna say my name.
Don't say your name. Just. We got a person here telling the truth about what this is about. Well, how do you like it? Is it they did a little better job in it? Because I know this place was messed up a few years ago. Is it a little better?
That's what I heard. I only been here for a month.
How do you like it? Is it better?
Okay, well, it's bad in so many ways, but it's good.
Is it better? Because it's co-ed and it's 24/7, right?
They got it in order. Some order here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's good that it's 24/7. You can come anytime.
Yes.
Right, it's good. I like that, and I always tell people if you need a spot, come on over here.
Right.
And
but
that's
the thing
good.
about that is that with the men, the capacity of the men is like over capacity. So you have to come in. You have to come before like daytime, like 8 or 9 o'clock. Mm-hmm. If you come at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock at night, they'll turn the men's way, but they let the woman come in, but they say ain't no bed. So,
and it's good that it's co-ed.
Yes.
So you can all come together if you're together watching each other's back.
Exactly.
But they separate them inside. They separate you guys inside.
Yes.
Well, you got to be safe.
Right? You know, they start out with breakfast, lunch and dinner.
Oh,
women first.
Oh,
then, I mean, the old people first, women.
But you know what I've been saying? They need to hire people who are homeless and past addicted so that they know how to run it. Is it going to be perfect? But you need to hire people that know what this is about and what you need. And what you need. What you need.
And we can tell them better than anybody.
You know what I mean?
Show them how to work it.
And you don't need to search nobody to know what they're going to do.
Look, just because we're homeless don't mean that we be disrespected.
And then you don't, and that don't mean, just because you're homeless don't mean you're a criminal either.
You're damn right.
It's because homeless don't mean nothing.
Right.
Anybody can be homeless.
Yeah, they can be homeless. They just don't know what it feels like.
That's all. That's it. And it don't mean, maybe you'll be homeless for a day or two, a week, a month. It don't matter because things happen, right? Yeah. That's all. You know I don't think people understand that. And that I keep saying on my videos, I keep saying they need to hire homeless people, former military, former addicts, or that to help run these shelters. Look, you can still have a supervisor if you don't trust people, but you need people who understand what the situation is about, who understand, and then you're always going to have problems, but you need people who understand the situation.
No, come on now.
And you
don't know shit.
And you need to have some dignity in these places.
They went online and got a certificate.
No way.
You're
talking crazy now.
You know, most of them do, I promise you. Them motherfuckers don't go no
see, man, where are the people from running the shelter? They should be out there on the street protecting you guys. Someone needs to be from the shelter with the badge, the security guy blogging. That's dangerous right now.
Yeah, so they're going back and forth.
Right?
They don't care.
You know, but think about it. It's only you guys doing the traffic. It should be the security from the shelter. Where are they? They hiding or something?
They're over there, inside. I don't see nobody out.
You don't see any. If there's a fire drill, everybody's leave.
I'm sure.
You know how it was in CPS.
They're real close to the building with the fire truck.
But then why aren't they blocking traffic? See, you used to be in CPS. What happened when we had a fire drill in CPS? Everyone had to leave the building.
Had to leave the building immediately. You ain't got time to grab nothing. Get out.
And then the teacher used to, remember they used to block the streets and stuff for us.
Yes.
Remember that when we were kids?
Yes, come on, run.
Remember that?
Yes.
I don't see no one blocking the street.
Block or two away from the area.
That's the residents blocking the street there. That's your people.
Yes,
that ain't security guards there.
No, it's not. Well, you have a good day. I'm gonna find my husband.
I think we talked before.
I think we have to.
I think if you got a husband, we talked before about 2 years ago over here or something.
I believe you're right.
You're still beautiful, you know that, right?
Keep going.
Don't tell that to my wife, though. You know she gets jealous, right? See you, sister. There you go. You heard it right here. SubX.News. You see, and we're live here. You don't see any of the security guards from the shelter blocking traffic. Got that? You don't see any. SubX.News, you're watching some kind of fire. The fire alarm went off, and this is the 23rd Street shelter here, homeless shelter. It's co-ed and it's 24/7. But as you see here, there's no shelter employees, no yellow vests blocking traffic. You got a whole, let me show you this. You got a whole group of people across the street there. They're the shelter residents. You see them on the, I think that's the left side of the screen there, right? I'm sorry, Twitter, I can't turn my camera. There you go. You can see it now. So you can see a whole group of people from the shelter are across the street, but you have no people in yellow vests, no security, no administrators actually out here. You don't see anybody like handling the situation when they should be front and center and present. It's kind of like really dangerous. And I was talking to the young lady here that was next to me. I'm a product of CPS. I'm also a teacher from CPS. We are in charge of these things. Those people who are working here and the security and administrators are in charge of everyone's safety at all times. Yet you see no one out here. You don't see you see that guy there directing traffic? That's a resident. That's not security. A security person would have some kind of a vest or something, and they would direct traffic, and you don't see that here. And that's kind of scary. Don't you think that the people who are paid are not doing their job? These are residents you see now directing traffic here. SubX.News, we're the only ones reporting this. Except I know Farmington says we're bad, right? Because we doing some stuff, right? Yeah. See you later, I know Farmington. Make sure that when the FBI come to your house, you tell them who here. I know Farmington. The FBI, when they knock on your door, that's from SubX.News, my brother or sister. So we're not going to put up with that terrorism, that cyber terrorism, all right? Yeah, I love what I didn't ever think of that, Stamos. I never thought of that. That Doge found so much corruption. And I think what you're right, Stamos, they probably found Republican corrupt. There you go. The residents are now going back. You see that there? But you don't see any security, do you? You don't see no yellow jackets. You don't see no safety stuff happening here, right, Stamos? I think you're right. That's why I got, these might be like fake accounts that go after me. And they might be faking to be left-wing, but they're actually right-wing. You kind of get what I'm saying, Stamos? That's why people, we get death threats from the left and the right. You don't see any people with yellow vests directing traffic, do you? SubX.News, live on the spot reporting. We're the only ones out here reporting from the street. The lady said this is a decent shelter. They could use a little better management, she said, right? But she says it's a decent shelter, and this is why it's a decent shelter, right? Because it's 24/7. You can go into the shelter at any time. And there's a big rat. There's a big rat over there running in the snow. There's a huge rat over there. So it looks like the fire department is going. But the biggest thing we seen here is there wasn't no one directing traffic. No one from the shelter we could see that was directing traffic. So that is not a good thing. There should be a couple of people with yellow vests or security vests or something that were directing traffic and stopping. This is a main street here, Halstead Street. So it looks like the event's over with here. But there was some kind of fire alarm happening over here at the shelter, 23rd and Halstead. And the biggest takeaway we've seen is it didn't seem it was being managed properly, right? And now that a lot of people are standing outside, you see that there? Now, I don't know why they're not letting them inside when it's so cold out. Now the next story is why is everybody outside? See that there? They're making everybody stand outside. That's not cool. Let them inside. Look at that. There's everybody standing outside, so the story isn't over yet. See that there? SubX.News on the spot reporting. So there was some kind of a fire drill, a fire incident here. The fire department's gone. 23rd Street in Halstead. It is now 6:34 p.m. Started about 10 or so minutes ago. We came on scene when it first started. And as we see, we don't see any kind of control mechanisms here. We don't see anybody in yellow vests. We don't see any security. Wow, it's really cold out. And they're making those guys stand outside. They're not making them go through security, are they? Maybe we need to drive by and check if they're making them go through security. All right, citizen, we're gonna end the broadcast for you because the emergency event's over with, and now we're gonna go into the news event and see why they're making those people stand outside. Okay? Now maybe we should leave the camera rolling even on Citizen. I don't know, but I like to videotape this, right? But something's going on. They're not letting everybody in. That's not cool. See that there?
Mostly from people whose electrical problems were caused by.
I'm wondering if they're making them do a security screening before they go in, and it's go. You let everybody in, let them into a big room, and then do a security screen after that. That's wild, right there. Why would they leave everybody outside like that? That's dangerous. That's not. That ain't good right there, man. Let's find out what's going on over there. They're making them. Oh. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on. Why are they making everybody stand outside? See, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, we need to talk about that, John Stamos. Why don't you send me a message and let's talk about that a little bit. And if you want, I'll get you on. I'll give you my number and you can actually talk about that, right? Because I think you're right. We're getting onto something. Why certain things are happening. Why did Doge get disconnected? And I'm saying, well, how did all these migrants, because this should be a migrant shelter if you don't know, John. 23rd and Halstead was a migrant shelter. A migrant child died and their family disappeared all of a sudden. It would have been $1 billion lawsuit against the city, yet the family disappeared. All right, let's go over here. What are they making them do? They're making them stand outside for the security or something? That's messed up there, man. What are they making you guys do, man? What are they making you guys do? Security again? They fucking gotta let you in. It's fucking cold. SubX.News.
Fire alarm.
Yeah, I got it on video. SubX.News. They're making you stand outside. Man, that's messed up. Look at that. That's messed up out there, man. Fuck you, man. Scumbag. See that? Lexus scumbag. That's a Lexus car scumbag, right? Beeping their horn. That's how they are, right? That's how people are in this city. They have a whole section out here in the back. So they're making people stand outside to go back through security. That's outrageous. It's freezing outside, man. SubX.News. There you go. Fire alarm at the 23rd and Halsted Street shelter. And now they're making people stand outside and go back through security to get in, making them stand outside. 6:30 p.m., January 19th, 2026. They're making a U-turn here.
Tonight, AccuWeather real field temperatures 10 to 20 below. Breezy, not quite as harsh by the afternoon tomorrow as sunshine starts to fade behind increasing clouds, a high of 22. We'll have a period of snow tomorrow night and early Wednesday that will accumulate an inch or two, resulting in some slippery travel. Temperatures steady or slowly rising through the 20s tomorrow night and a high of 27 later Wednesday with a mostly cloudy sky. There could be another period of snow early Wednesday night. 4 degrees right now at O'Hare, 5 at Midway, 6 in LaGrange, also 6 at the lakefront, going down to 3 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson.
6:40, a fire in northwest suburban McHenry damaged several businesses, including a popular bakery.
Firefighters were called to Riverside Bake Shop in McHenry at around noon to find a massive fire with heavy smoke coming from the roof of the building. The frigid temperatures played a factor in fighting the blaze. The department called in support from neighboring communities, and a news release from the McHenry Battalion Chief's office says warming buses were brought in from the school district. Firefighters spent about 6 hours on the scene. The fire impacted several businesses, including an insurance agency and a pet store. The bakery on Riverside Drive saw most of the damage. 2 people had to be treated for minor injuries, one of them including a firefighter. An investigation into what caused the blaze is underway. Mallory Vorbroker, News Radio 1059 WBBM.
There's a timely new report on racial progress among states.
With today being Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Walnut Hub is out with a report on the states that have made the most racial progress among black.
SubX.News on the spot reporting over here at the 23rd Street, 23rd and Halsted Street homeless shelter. What we're showing you is there was some kind of a fire alarm incident here. And now the story is they're making everybody go through security, making them stand outside in the cold there. You see that there? So you see that there? So that's what's going on there. There was a fire alarm happened there. See, and now they're making everybody stand outside. See that there? To go through security, right? There you go, right? See that there? That's what they're doing, right? So there was some kind of a fire incident here, right? And now they're making everybody go through security rather than just getting them inside and do some security inside. So that's what you got. We were outside here when there were people crossing the street to get out of the building. Also, it didn't seem like there was any security here or anything blocking traffic or anything like that I seen. Maybe I didn't see it, but it was kind of disorganized and looked like the residents of this overnight shelter were doing more of the traffic patterns and all of that stuff out here. But now they're letting people in mass. But yeah, they've been out there for about 10 minutes. The people have been out since the fire alarm set. They're about 20 to 30 minutes now, I think. But it's kind of strange that they didn't just let people in. And if they're concerned about some kind of security issues, let them into a big area and then do a security check, right? But it didn't happen that way. So SubX.News on the spot reporting here. At the 23rd Street shelter, they're finally letting everybody in here, right? There you go. So we did see it looked like the residents were doing more of the administrative work than than the people here. And I still don't see anybody with any yellow vests or anything that designates that there's security or that they run the shelter here, right? That I see, right? So that's what I see here. And that guy didn't go in there. He looks like he's on drugs there. See that guy there? There's a guy that didn't go into the shelter there. There you go.
And even in the winter, they take everything out of the garage for you. They'll keep it nice and secure for you, even though it's cold outside. Their installers are pros, no subcontractors.
Everybody is finally back in at the 23rd and Halstead Street shelter here. They made everybody go through security, it looks like, before they got in after the fire alarm was pulled or a fire drill. Which is kind of, I don't think that was the right thing to do, but I didn't see this as a well-managed evacuation and then re-entry of this shelter. But that's my opinion.
So why not switch to First American
6:44 p.m., January 19, 2026.
And you're not important?
I'm important, but not as important as more important people.
That's crazy. You know, your bank has forgotten it's customers like you that made them big. First American Bank would never make that mistake. They know how to treat people.
You got me a piece of my flounder. I'm starving.
Yeah, here.
So chewy. Oh, they're answering. Got plug bottle. No, wait. Go on up.
They hung up.
Got it. And now I have a lasagna bone stuck in my teeth.
First American Bank, the bank that does more for your money. Visit firstambank.com or call us at 847-952-3700. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Top trending stories on WBBMNewsRadio.com.
Well, flu cases may be down across the country, but experts say that doesn't mean we're in the clear. The CDC says 33 states are reporting higher, very high levels of flu cases and hospitalizations. So far, at least 18 million Americans have caught the flu this winter, and experts warn we aren't even to peak flu season yet. And the Sundance Film Festival kicks off this Thursday in Park City, Utah, marking its final year there. This year's festival features 90 premieres, including potential Oscar nominees and plenty of stars, but will also be bittersweet as Sundance moves forward without founder Robert Redford, who died in September. Celebrations are planned to honor his legacy with screenings of restored Sundance classics planned throughout the festival. Super cool. 6:46, time for sports, sponsored by Shutter Hut. And here's Chris Emma.
Thank you, Lisa. It seemed the Bears were destined to do it once again. Caleb Williams made yet another improbable play in the clutch, a game-tying touchdown pass with 18 seconds remaining, and this divisional round game was heading into overtime. But the Bears couldn't finish it off. They lost 20-17 to the Rams in heartbreaking fashion. They went into this offseason still wearing the disappointment, but despite the gut-wrenching finish, Caleb Williams feels the embrace from Chicago.
It's really cool, honestly, to be able to have those small things like that. Just being able to have the city behind you. And you lose that game and you're walking out of the game and the fans stand up and cheer and roar. In a tough moment, it goes a long way.
It'll be Championship Sunday without the Bears. The Seahawks host the Rams for the George Halas Trophy on the NFC side. It'll be the Broncos without Bo Nix hosting the Patriots for the Lamar Hunt Trophy on the AFC side. Elsewhere in the NFL, the Bills fired Sean McDermott following 9 seasons as head coach in Buffalo. They made 10 coaching changes around the league this offseason. In college football, it's Indiana and Miami playing for the national title tonight. That game is just getting underway down in Miami. In hockey, the Blackhawks welcome the Jets to the UC tonight. That means the return for Jonathan Toews, who last played in Chicago back in April 2023. It's a 7:30 puck drop for the West Side. And in the NBA, the Bulls were a 124-102 winner last night over the Nets. They'll welcome the Clippers to the West Side tomorrow night. With sports at 16:46, I'm Chris Emma of 670, the Score for News Radio 159 WBBM.
Chris, have a good night. Have a good day off. You've been working hard all weekend. 6:48 now. Traffic sponsored by Metra. And here's Lisa Costi.
The Edensbound delay inbound. You're heavy approaching the Kennedy Junction. It's 16 minutes in, 15 you're outbound side. The Kennedy inbound heavy from Harlem to North Ave. That's due to an earlier crash. It's 40 minutes from O'Hare to the Jane Byrne, 25 from Junction. Outbound just 15 minutes to O'Hare. Now delays on the I-190 O'Hare extension. Eastbound, you're just slow from Bessie Coleman to the Tri-State. Westbound is clear. The Eisenhower inbound Take from 17th past Harlem. It's 41 minutes from the Jane Addams to the Jane Byrne, 23 from Manheim. Outbound, you're wide open, 31 minutes to get you out to the Jane Addams. Smooth sailing for you. The Stevenson, inbound, you're tight central to Kedzie, and then past Damon to the Dan Ryan. It's 32 minutes. Not bad from I-355 to DeSable Lakeshore Drive. 25 on your outbound side. I-55 in Will County looks good. The Dan Ryan just slow from Cermak to the Jane Byrne. 15 minutes in from the Bishop Ford merge to downtown. It's 12 going back out. No delays on I-57. The Bishop Ford looks great. Route 394 is trouble-free. DeSable Lakeshore Drive, just slow approaching Chicago Avenue in both directions. Your tollways, the Tri-State, the Jane Addams, the Reagan, then the Veterans, all looking good. No problems on Route 390, Route 53. Northwest Indiana, you are checking in well, too. Traffic is sponsored by Metra. Tired of starting your day in mindless, brutal traffic? On Metra, you can relax and actually enjoy your commute. Plus, their 95% on-time rate means you'll get there fast and worry-free. Metra, drive less, do more. Your next traffic is at 6:58 on News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
WBBM AccuWeather, it's going to be breezy and frigid as we head through tonight. Some clouds around early, then turning out mainly clear, while below 3 tonight. AccuWeather real field temperatures 10 to 20 below. Breezy, not quite as harsh by the afternoon tomorrow as sunshine starts to fade behind increasing clouds, a high of 22. We'll have a period of snow tomorrow night and early Wednesday that will accumulate an inch or two, resulting in some slippery travel. Temperatures steady or slowly rising through the 20s tomorrow night and a high of 27 later Wednesday with a mostly cloudy sky. There could be another period of snow early Wednesday night. 4 degrees right now at O'Hare, 5 at Midway, 6 in LaGrange, also 6 at the lakefront, going down to 3 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Chicago's only station dedicated to news around the clock.
So we're about wrapping up our broadcast. Let's see if there's anything that we missed.
Original costumes from some of your favorite shows and films.
All right, we heard this one. The MSI's got original. This sounds like a cool exhibit. Listen to this one.
Haswell has created some of the most iconic costumes on film and on stage. The Emmy, Tony, and Oscar award-winning costume designer is displaying his work for the first time. He says exhibiting at MSI was a perfect match.
Every time that I walk through, it's emotionally overwhelming because it's my life. It's, you know, it is reflective of the 36 years that I've been designing professionally. And before that, you know, because I started designing costumes when I was 16 years old.
Dresses like Linda's pink bubble dress, Alphaba's Emerald City dress, the Schuyler sisters' ball gowns, and King George III's outfit from Hamilton are all part of the 5-room exhibit. It'll be at MSI through September. White Sox fans are mourning the death of one of the best pitchers in franchise history.
Wilbur Wood was an instrumental figure in the White Sox rebuild from what was then a franchise record 106 losses in 1970. He had an earned run average under 2 in his first year as a starting pitcher in 1971. Good enough to make the All-Star team and top 3 in Cy Young Award voting. Thanks to his knuckleball, Wood tossed over 350 innings in 1972 and 1973. Pitching coach Johnny Sain talked about Wood's versatility in a 1980s White Sox history videotape.
I said, you know, if you pitch like this, you can win a lot of ball games and your career may be shortened by 2 years. He says, give me the ball.
Wilbur Wood finished his career with the White Sox in 1978. He died over the weekend at the age of 84. Rob Hart, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
And the Las Vegas Sphere may be getting a smaller cousin.
The company behind the original Sphere, which has hosted acts from U2, Dead & Company to The Wizard of Oz, has plans to build a smaller version outside Washington, D.C. Sphere Entertainment has taken the wraps off a mini Sphere at National Harbor on the banks of the Potomac River in Maryland. The plan calls for a 6,000-seat immersive experience that would open in 2030. The new Sphere would be about a third the size of the original and cost roughly $1 billion. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Health Trends, sponsored by University of Maryland Global Campus.
Chia seeds pack a nutritional punch with fiber.
So we're at about the end of our broadcast. We started a little rough. We started a lot rough. Let's just say not a little, a lot rough. I'm not gonna be a bootlicker, right? There's a lot of bootlickers in the city, not including the corporate media that lies, but there's scanner feeds and quote independent crime reporters and some pages, but they're not actually telling the truth of what's really going on in our city with how we're in a place where you can say crime is down, yet you have shootouts on the highway, people dying on CTA, and a robbery in Little India. 6 guys go into a store, right? And no one gets caught, no one gets traced, right? And we know why. We've been watching the crime for a few years now in our city. I mean, we've been watching crime for over 20 years, right? Since I've been in the system in CPS, I've been watching crime. I'm going to dig up some of those old emails and show you how they actually are the same, almost the same duplicates of what I was being called, how I was being attacked, how I was called a racist, how I was said that I was anti-black, like I was just called today by some page that was called a fake page from Farmington, right? Some cyber terrorists. I'll show you. And it's crazy how 20 years later, when I do the same type of reporting, straight fact reporting, that people would use the same terminology. So it starts to get you wonder, are these the same people? Absolutely, it's not. 20 years, those people are gone. Some people are dead by now that I worked with, right? But they use the same type of terminology to justify black on black crime, to attack anyone who exposes the criminality that is allowed and perpetrated in minority communities, like up in Minneapolis, where criminals terrorize. They terrorize those communities. And when the cops come in, and you can be anti-ICE or pro-ICE, I don't care. That has nothing to do with this right now. When cops are sent in, they say those cops are the bad cops, and there might be bad cops in ICE. I don't know. I'm not an ICE guy, right? I don't study that. But I know there's bad people in those immigrant communities. I know there's bad people in white communities. I know there's bad people in black communities. I know there's bad people in Hispanic communities, and in Asian communities, and in Indian communities. But why would you attack the police? Right? And then the flip side, why are police on their cell phones when there's a traffic incident on Lower Wacker Drive? Why aren't the police tracking cars that just robbed a jewelry store in Little India in Chicago last night? Pretty easy thing, right? It was the Bears game. Think about this. That's why I went off earlier today. It was the Bears game. There ain't nobody driving around during the Bears game. Only Uber Eats. Only what? Only people that are servicing the game. Think about this one more time. How come 6 people with guns driving around robbing a jewelry store in Little India, and this is Devon Avenue, can get away during the Bears game? How did it happen? You know how it happened? It was allowed to happen. That's the story that no one's ever going to report. And that's the story that we report, SubX.News. No one will report that story, how that happened and how those guys got away. All right? Take it easy, everybody. I appreciate everybody watching. I love everybody. Thank you. It's cold. Take care of each other. Call whoever you know and make sure they're doing okay, because it's really cold outside, all right? Take it easy. Love everybody. Be safe. Be safe. SubX.News signing off. It's 6:57 p.m., January 19, 2026, MLK Day. South side of Chicago. Take it easy. Bye.